love and gogi is wrong, I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that? It tickles my fancy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not right.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit her with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay. Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still to the songs with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a motor. No proof. I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what? What is a star? Like under the city, the driver's side floor. Gucci get large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. Hey, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch on YouTube, but we ain't for free. Hey, this one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time, what they gonna do next?
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Leroy, how you doing today?
To be honest with you, I gave it a good try. Right?
Watching that action last night?
All about that action, boss. I watched a little bit of it.
Had both screens going yesterday. Little Panthers, little Heat at the same time. Both ending in heartbreak.
I didn't watch any of the Panthers.
What?
Yeah.
Good game.
And because I was getting ready for the Heat, I wanted to, because I'm one of those people.
You're not a two screener.
If it's a good game,
mm-hmm.
I won't change it. I don't care what I'm watching, because I want to see. I like good games, you know. So from that standpoint,
did you just come in with the take? I like good games. Like that's unique to you. I like good games too. Do you like good games, Marcos?
It's a good take. No, like that, I'm saying if the game is good, I won't change it.
You never change it, though. Like
I do sometimes.
I've never. No, you're not. But you're never doing the multiple screens.
I do. I watched football. I watched the Browns and the Dolphins.
You do?
Yeah, that's fun.
Is it?
No,
because you like good games.
No, that's fair.
We'll have some games today because I think Chris Grier is talking to the media. I'll see what games are going on at that press conference.
Who we firing?
Did you guys see yesterday Shad Khan, Jaguars owner with that mustache? He was doing a he was doing a Zoom call with the media, but he was doing it with Jaguars. I guess I don't know if he's GM or I don't know what his title is, president of football ops or GM, Trent Baalke. But he was doing it with it. And somebody goes, "What if a coach that you want to hire is just like, hey, I got a better idea for the front office?" And Shad Khan's like, persuaded. Like right with the guy right there on a Zoom call.
Jeez.
I was like, well, you know what? I feel like Stephen Ross should go like that. What if he can be persuaded? You know?
I don't think they can. I think, like, to a fault, I think he's too loyal. But it's not a bad thing.
It's not necessarily a good thing though either.
No,
I was a little bothered by some of the stuff that I heard yesterday, to be honest with you.
A
lot of the team accountability stuff, a lot of the guys saying that guys were showing up late, a lot of the things about guys, not being as accountable, and I was like, all right, well, what kind of a house is Mike McDaniel running over there? Like what is it? Is it Willy Nilly over there at Mike McDaniel's house?
What happened to the 24 minutes after the hour?
I mean, that's for the coaches. I think the players, they were like, what is it, 27 after the hour? What did you say, coach?
Strange.
I don't know. Kind of sounded like everybody was tardy to the party.
Doing what they want?
I don't know. Like that's the impression that I got. Zach Sieler's never late. So Zach Sieler is probably thinking of himself.
Can I tell you exactly what happens? Or do you not? That
are you gonna be distracted by passwords the entire time?
Sure.
No.
Or
I'm multitasking, baby.
Are you?
Ooh.
Multitasking.
You're not very good at multitasking, dude.
Talking about it now.
Not your strong suit.
So here's the deal. I think a lot of times coaches leave it up to their veteran players to control some of those things, right? Because keep in mind, the coaches are, say, upstairs. The players are downstairs. A lot of the stuff you want the players to take care of. And when you look at some of the veteran players, some of them might be a little like they're all not Calais Campbell and Tua that want to just work their tails off.
Professionals.
I didn't say it.
Well, why didn't you say it?
Because because then you have to give names.
What's the big? I don't understand what the big deal of that is, though.
Because I don't know.
Because there's not.
I don't know for sure.
There's obviously a distinction of great players who are not maybe the most professional. There are guys who are talented who are not the most professional dudes in the world.
Absolutely.
You know,
and
I think one of them stormed off. You know, guy's an amazing player. He's a record breaker for the Miami Dolphins. Is he a professional? He doesn't act very professional.
All right, I guess. I mean, I would say this. I think a lot of it, you're asking somebody at that moment who you know is right questions that he probably shouldn't be answering.
Yeah, but he's been doing it all year with the stupid tweets and all that type of stuff.
Okay.
Like he's been he's been leaning into this unhappiness all year.
All right.
Like it's kind of like give me a reason.
Right.
You know?
All right, I got you. I'm just like, I'm not shocked that he said something like that, and I wouldn't take any of it.
Okay,
I wouldn't
but
take
if you see
any of it.
Getting back to Mike though, like if you see your team is not necessarily used to, I guess the question is, if you see your team, turn your speaker off there, Leroy.
Speaker where?
On your computer.
Where is it?
It's always so great. It's my favorite part of when Leroy comes in.
just to remind, I'm great at multitasking.
He did say that. He did say. I'm impressed he got his camera up though.
I am.
Hey, man. Hey, you could have just told me where it was.
Oh no. I just let me do it, baby. Let me handle it. Just let me handle it. But anyway, by the way, where is Jennifer?
Nah, she's not.
Hey,
she's.
we just had. Let me tell you something. Me and Marcos just had this conversation. Why does she give a roll call?
Right.
Who's coming in tomorrow? Anyone coming in tomorrow? Who's coming in tomorrow?
But I'm not crazy that
you got it.
But I'm not crazy. She wasn't on backstage either for like 7 minutes, wasn't she?
When I got on, she was backstage. Yeah, she
was. She?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought she was just like, I was expecting her to roll in here at like 10, 11 or something like that because the school traffic's back.
Yeah. I had to leave a little early because.
So she does a roll call and then says, "I was," but then wasn't.
That's what she said?
Yeah.
Too sleepy from Sabonis.
Oof. Double overtime game on the West Coast. That's rough.
Oh, dude. It was.
How many points did Sabonis end up with?
21?
How many rebounds?
Yes.
18.
Okay. You trash
11 assists.
You trash a guy.
Triple-double.
Is that a good enough triple-double for you?
It was a good triple-double.
Okay, because every night he averages is like 20 and what? 13?
He was good yesterday.
But he averages 20 and 13.
Yeah.
He's good.
I never said he wasn't good.
Well,
Marcos.
You've
Mark,
got a lot of disparaging.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Okay. I think
You know-
not only do you not like him, you didn't like the respect he got over Bam. But now
That's true.
Do you kind of see it?
Well, Bam's having a bad season. Bam's having a bad season. What can I mean, like you can't run from it. You can't hide from it. I mean, Bam Adebayo yesterday, like you would have thought there was a breeze in the gym with how off he was on his jump shot. Like he turned around one, and it was like it curveballed. I'm like, what? I was like, what is you think he was 3 of 12 from the field?
And the other guy you trash?
Oof.
I don't remember
Beal.
what he finished. Oh, what about Beal?
25 off the bench.
Oh, great, finally. Like the guy's not having a good season.
He's making $70 million a year.
Hey, good for him. I did like he did have a funny quote though yesterday. He almost had like like a villain quote yesterday about the Jimmy Butler thing. Can you get that, Marcos? It's in our folder. Because I was like, I've never heard anybody say that before. Because somebody comes up to him and they're like, Bradley, what about these rumors that are around? And he just looks at the guy and he just gives him like the coldest response. I was like, oh, that sounds like a guy that he doesn't sound like a guy who's ready to wave anything anytime soon. Wow. Sounds like he's loving the desert golf, if you ask me.
Desert golf.
Unless he's ending up down here, that dude does not sound like he's in any rush to go to winter. I'm just saying.
Man, just reading the title on this quote. Okay, Bradley.
Yeah.
Okay. That was Brad. That was
Brad. No, when Sabonis hit that 3 to make it 111-110, I was like, I tweeted out, but I also felt like I didn't even get sad. I felt numb. I was like, oh. But then the Heat, I was like, oh, they're going to come back and make this. Because Rozier, he goes down there, gets the free throw line, gives the Heat the lead. Leroy, Haywood Highsmith then comes down. 18 seconds left. By the way, this is after the Heat blew a 17-point lead in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Haywood Highsmith comes in, blocks Malik Monk. Jaime Jaquez, who was having a nice game, but I don't know what happened late. I mean, he like somebody check his shoes. I don't know what happened. Like he kept falling all over his face. He steps to the line. He misses both free throws. So essentially, you get this insane defensive play by Haywood Highsmith. It's like, great. Nothing happens because he goes up there. They call timeout. Bam. Fouls Ellis. I thought it was on a 3. Thankfully, it was on a 2.
Yeah.
So he goes up there. He misses a free throw. But they tie it. So we go to double overtime. I'm just thinking to myself, man. I can't even feel pain anymore.
Oh, the old numb.
I just feel numb until double overtime happened.
And then you felt pain.
And then I felt pain. I thought I was over pain.
Yeah.
But then I wasn't.
Yeah. I knew you were in a bad spot because you simply responded with like, I don't want this team to hurt me anymore. And I even felt bad.
I don't want them to hurt me anymore, but I can't help it because I'm going to watch tonight. I'm going to watch tonight against the stupid Warriors.
In the middle of the night?
Yeah, I'm going to watch them during the middle of the night. And I understand this team has been 500 for the last 3 years, basically, outside of an incredible playoff run. I know that. But trust me when I tell you, and I think Heat fans who are watching every night, and if you're not watching every night, I don't blame you because it's the same team. But the way this team loses, Leroy, the way they've lost this year, the blown fourth quarters and or overtimes, where they're like, all right, we go to overtime. Cruise control. Nope. Offensive rebound. Sabonis 3 out of his ass. Missed free throws. Turnover. Free throws. That, like, dude. Oh, up 9 or up 8. Tim Hardaway. Bang, bang, bang. 3.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm just
Eric Spoelstra, we need timeouts to call timeout. Timeout. What is this team? They are the best losers in the NBA this season. Nobody loses more spectacularly than this Miami Heat team.
Let's not mention the 20-point lead and only scoring 9 in the fourth quarter.
And Eric Spoelstra, dude, legend. I would never, ever disparage your resume.
Strap in, Marcos.
However, can you tell me for what reason you have a 17-point lead? The lead starts slipping away. And you decide, and by the way, this lead was built by Tall Time.
Oh,
Nico
yeah.
and Kel'el Ware.
Yeah.
Killing it. Nico, steal. Nico comes out. Leroy, bucket, steal, dunk. Kel'el Ware, the greatest alley-oop you've ever seen in your life. The greatest alley-oop you've ever seen in your life. Blocking DeMar DeRozan. And Spo says, too much.
Get out. Get out.
Let's go with Terry Rozier, Tyler Hero, Haywood Highsmith, Jaime Jaquez, and bam, Go handle Lithuanian boy over there.
So
Spo.
he went small,
Did he go small?
and they got
And what do you know, Leroy? Why don't I look at the old fourth quarter box score here? But I'm no genius coach. Second chance points in the fourth quarter. 12-3 Kings. Outscored Miami by 10.
So I told you this was going to happen. I don't know why. I told you. You're going to get all excited about Kalel and what he's doing on the floor and how he's growing and how he's getting better and how he's getting more consistent. And the only thing that fixes that is time.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't get it. So by the time he plays a rookie's amount of basketball like everybody else does, right, to get them to kind of get into the flow of things, he's in his third year. And then they go, oh, he's finally finding it. No, he was 7 foot when he got into the league. What is he finding? Like, you can always put him out there and say this to him. Be tall and go swat stuff. That's it. There's been so many bigs that can't play a lick of offense that just are a deterrent near the rim.
We're behind the Detroit Pistons in the standings, which we deserve to be because we've lost to them twice. 3 times?
Twice.
Twice.
Remember
It felt like 3 losses.
That was the Spo timeout loss, wasn't it?
Oh, it was.
So that counts
Well,
as
the Spo time loss and the Hardaway game.
Oh,
So I don't understand why this, when it's going, because if it were anybody else, so if Hayward Highsmith
2 overtime.
and Terry Rozier and all those guys were cooking, he'd leave them in and leave everybody else out. But with these guys, right, he almost gives them the Kevin Love treatment. Like, oh, they're getting ready to expire. Get them out.
I just don't know. Why does he have to be slapped in the face with it when it comes to like this stuff? Like Kevin Love, it took how many games did it take to realize Kevin Love don't got it no more?
7.
How many games are going to take you to real? Your answer to the Jimmy Butler suspension was more Terry Rozier. Huh?
I got a surprise for you guys tonight. Terry
I-
Rozier's
why-
I really thought he's like surprised.
But isn't Nico playing?
He's playing great.
Yeah, that's the
All
thing.
right.
How
All
many
these
minutes
people,
did he play?
They're playing well.
How many minutes did Nico play? How many minutes did Kalel play?
Oh man, I think I saw Kalel play like 16 minutes in a double overtime game. How's that even possible, dude? That's like 6 quarters worth of
I
basketball.
don't even want to tell you.
Tell me,
Oh
I
no.
don't want to tell you.
because I'm gonna be mad.
Nico, 20 minutes.
Oof.
Kalel, 13 minutes.
Why?
In a double overtime game. That's horrible.
I
dude.
told you this was gonna happen. I told you. And what did you say to me? We can't go back. You said we can't go back. And I
did
told
say
you
that.
this has driven me crazy for years. Like, okay, I get it. Heat culture or whatever. But you know what heat culture can't teach? 7 feet.
Hmm.
With the reach of a condor. A guy who says, just throw it up. They won't get it.
How can he enjoy this? Like, how does he enjoy just throwing a bunch of 6'2" people out there? Why doesn't he just throw Nico, Kalel, and Bam on the floor at the same time? What are you gonna do?
Especially when you need a couple of
Why not?
defensive stops.
Why not?
Any one of them can handle the ball.
I think he was bullied.
Who?
Spo.
Listen, think about this.
Like by a 7-footer in
Yeah.
high school?
And
Think
he's just
about
like,
this.
No more. 7
If
footers."
I put all of those 3 in, okay, and just say we're going with the tall lineup, what do you lose? All of them can handle the ball, right? Nico brings the ball up. Bam brings the ball up.
Nico might
They
be our,
all can shoot the 3.
Nico might be our best point guard.
They all can do the pick and roll off of one another. What are you missing?
I don't know.
Like, what are you losing? And then when you get on the other end, I can put Bam on the point and have him run down some of the smaller guys. I can put Kalel, tell him, Kalel, come here. No layups. Now, the problem is this.
Hmm?
Here's where Kalel gets in trouble. It's not even his own doing. They break him down on the perimeter, and then start going towards the rim. And Kalal's got to make a decision.
Oh my God, the perimeter defense has been so
And
bad.
Kalal has to make a decision.
I know it's been so bad.
And so basically, you're penalizing him for something that happens, and you're putting him in a bad spot.
You guys ever wonder why Jaime Jaquez is always jumping by people? Like, you ever watch him and you're just like, I'm like, how come you're never just like
Boots on the
defensive
ground.
stance? He's always flying past somebody.
Boots on the ground.
Does he just want to make his hair look cool?
I don't know, dude.
I think that's what it is. It's for all marketing.
Here's what I want.
purposes. He's a model.
Here's what I would like. Just give it a 5-minute run in the beginning of a game. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And then you can go back to your regular puny little bitty baby rotations. Bam, Kalel, Jovic. One time. Just to see, just to look at it and go, wow, we're big.
You failed your legacy game, by the way, Bam. Just saying. Failed it.
So now, okay,
Hmm?
if he fails the legacy, he's on notice now.
No, he's not on notice yet.
Oh
What?
my goodness. Stop being.
How can he not be? He failed the legacy game.
We need to have
What's next?
we need to have a conversation because right now you're Tyreek Hill.
I'm not Tyreek killing it.
Wow.
I'm not Tyreek killing it. He's not been
Tyreek
good enough this year. What do you want me to say?
Oh, okay.
Put him on notice. He's
yeah,
been a third
wait,
little pig building a
wait.
brick house. You guys just want me to do the band brand. And you want to know
Yeah.
what's going to happen?
What?
You're going to save it for all time.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you have a Tyler Hero rant
Yep.
that's out of context. And I'm not going to do that.
That's true.
That's exactly what you
Oh.
want to do.
He caught me.
So basically, you're afraid
I'm not
to do
afraid.
something that you've always done with players because it's Bam and you don't want to record it.
I don't need to say it. What has already been said is true. All right. Bam Adebayo is not good enough. All right. Bam Adebayo is not the face of the franchise because Bam Adebayo, like, this is what you want.
Okay, being the best doesn't
Bam
have
Adebayo.
hold on. Being the best player doesn't have anything to do with being the franchise, the face of the franchise.
It was.
Really?
They handed,
Because guess what?
handed the keys over to him,
Guess what?
and he said no thanks.
Because years ago, everything went through UD.
That's right.
He wasn't the best player.
No, but that's not the same.
But that's my point. The best player.
That's not the
The-
same.
the
This
best-
guy, this guy is a multiple-time All-Star.
Yeah.
Okay, he's been a 2010 guy in his career,
Mhm.
and he can't hit the broadside of a barn.
No, he cannot.
He can't hit the broadside of a
and
barn.
you know what makes it worse? To sit and watch a game with Mr. Mitty. Like, does he not miss? Does he inside the 3-point line? Does DeMar DeRozan miss? Like, it's unbelievable.
It was very annoying.
Very annoying. The shot that everybody tells you not to shoot. I say, well, if you shoot it at 90%, you keep shooting it.
This guy said he's not a Hall of Famer.
What?
No, wait. I mean, 6 quarters to score 30 points? Get out of here.
They all had the same amount of quarters.
Well, Tyler had a head start. Tyler had, what, 12 in the first quarter?
Yeah, but
And where did he finish with?
he's playing with.
He didn't score in overtime.
Yeah, that's rough.
How does he not score in overtime?
That's rough.
I mean, I don't know. He hit that one at the end of the shot clock, and it looked like his juice was gone because he airballed that jumper at the end.
Yeah, well, that's
I forgive him, though.
you know why?
Why?
Because
Carrying the team.
he want them to play.
Not last night. He didn't.
No, you know that.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
How many points per game do you think Bam is averaging right now, Leroy?
I would say 15, 16.
16 points,
What's he shooting percentage though?
45.
Jesus, that's so
Yeah.
bad. for a
That's
big
bad
guy.
for a
He's
big
usually
guy.
around 60, 55,
That's
60.
like 55. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is rough. Yeah.
Hey, why are you dressed like a Cincinnati Bengal?
That hurts my heart. But I'm gonna be honest.
What?
Why?
I think I wore this out like 2 nights ago,
Mhm.
and I was like, not gonna be thinking about what clothes I'm wearing today. Just gonna get a reuse an outfit.
Oh, you know, because they got that 72-hour.
Oh yeah, I wear one outfit. I can still wear that again.
Dude, my wife, my daughter, and my mother-in-law watch
Mhm.
the dumbest show.
Mm.
It is called Cheap. It's a show about cheap people.
Mhm.
Oh, I've
And
seen that.
This guy took this girl to a restaurant on a date, right? And they got bread and chips, and he said, "Okay, let's go." Like,
Yeah,
I mean, guy reusing
that was
paper
the
towels.
that was the Marlins owner, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll take a break here on the
You
show.
need to go reset, and you need to get your priorities straight, because you're over here trying to tell half truths about what's going to happen.
I'm not telling
I
half
remember we
truths.
talked yesterday about Bam.
Legacy.
And and then I say, well, what happens if this? Oh, the Yotes. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, you said yo. You said yo.
Where did I get the Yotes from?
You said yo.
No, you said send him down to Sioux Falls for some
I'm not
reconditioning.
sending him to Sioux Falls. Let's not be silly, but jeez.
They said Kalau. You telling me he can't help this team?
I told you to say.
You telling me that a 7-footer who can jump out of the gym
Mhm.
and get in people's way can't help this team? No, we rather play a bunch of 6'2" guys.
It's not my fault. I'm yelling at the coach. Nobody listens to me.
You want to send them to the Yotes.
Spo?
Hey, listen, Spo's had a questionable season, if I'm being honest.
Calling timeouts.
You want to know something?
Yeah.
Questionable is being nice.
Questionable
Really?
is being nice.
If you,
He costed us a game. Let's start with that.
First of all,
One.
costed is not a word.
Okay. What? Is it not? I think we did
No.
this. Did we do this?
No, because you keep saying it. It's
Damn
not
it.
a word.
What?
Costed is not a word.
It's a word.
Yep, there you go. Stop being scared of telling the truth about the Heat, Tobin.
I have told the truth. What
Now-
have I not
And
said?
I'm gonna say this. Okay, and I want everybody to get off of this one.
Hmm?
Jimmy not being here wouldn't have made it better. Okay,
What do you mean?
if Jimmy were playing, the same things were happening when Jimmy was playing.
I don't agree. This has been the most Jimmy's missed in the span, though.
Which is the whole crux of our situation with Jimmy.
Yeah, but now he physically could.
suspended
He
now.
physically could play. He's
He
chosen
could
not.
have played the last.
He's
two
chosen not to
Wait.
play basketball for 3 weeks
Did
straight.
I read correctly? He was working out in the.
No, yeah, he posted on Instagram. He's working
Oh,
out at the team facility.
Lovely. How do we? Can we? That's not.
That's the rules. He's allowed
We
to.
can still do that.
Anyway, we'll take a break. We went very long.
That's your fault.
I don't think it is my fault.
Slash.
You guys, I was
No,
wrapping it
no.
up, and then you're like, call out Bam.
Go to break. Go to break.
All
You want to
right.
defend yourself?
I don't want.
Okay.
All right. Hey everybody, Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. How's the hobnobbing going on out there? Who?
Marcos.
You were talking? He was with you?
Yeah.
It was right here.
Oh, I thought you were perusing around the offices.
Why?
I thought I saw you go in that direction.
No, I just do that with Jennifer, who mysteriously did a roll call and didn't show up herself, which is hilarious. I mean, she sent out that beacon. She sent out like the Batman beacon, right? Who's going? Okay.
Huh. Why didn't they call it the Bat Beacon instead of the Bat Signal? It's probably a better name.
It was the bat signal.
Yeah,
It is the bat signal.
but Bat Beacon is good. I think she's avoiding sickness or flus or something like that. There's
Everybody
something
been
going
sick
around.
around here, right?
Yeah, there's
Who?
everybody I know has something.
It's amazing because nobody ever really comes in here.
Yeah, there's not been anybody here.
Here specifically, no. But you never know. These salespeople, they come back from Cabo.
Oh yeah, Cabo.
Yeah.
Oh man. Other headlines which are brought to you by Doral Hyundai. Choose over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory. Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. The Heat will be back at it tonight, 10 o'clock, against the Golden State Warriors.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that, dude.
Maybe they could come back with Kuminga.
Maybe Kuminga puts on a show.
Yeah, but here's the
But
problem.
the word is
They don't want Jimmy.
They don't want Jimmy.
Not even the front office, the players.
You want to hear Bradley Beal from last night? This was kind of juicy.
Yeah, did he?
So Bradley Beal came off the bench, like you said. He had a really good game. Really good game. They beat the Sixers yesterday. And Bradley Beal, I think he had 25 off the bench. And then he was asked after the game about this whole situation. And here's Bradley Beal.
I'm sure you're aware of kind of like all the other stuff, moving parts around the league, Jimmy and all that.
Yeah.
There's some speculation around the league that this is related to that. Have you thought about kind of like moving on, starting like related to the bigger picture?
So I need to be addressed because I hold the cards. So until I'm addressed and somebody says something different, then it'll be a song.
Man,
Damn.
I hope.
Now, hey,
That's leverage.
that's what happens when you have a no trade clause.
Hey, man.
Clause. You can just
Hey.
put it out there. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing. My money guaranteed.
I
What?
hold the cards.
So somebody come to me, like, we'll talk.
Mhm.
But here's the deal. Are you better or worse by adding somebody like Bradley Beal, another smallish dude?
Oh, you're talking about the Heat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think that. I don't.
It's
I
not
don't
a
think with
good
a.
fit.
I don't think with Hero. I don't think it goes like that. And yeah, he's one of the big things. He's been unavailable. He's had a lot
Right.
of injuries.
I think the wing type player,
Mhm.
right? Because you have a lot of guys who can handle the ball. Okay, but that wing player.
The other thing with Bradley that I just is kind of been noticeable with Devin Booker, like he just doesn't seem like he's loved that role too much. Like let's just say there was anything to these Grizzlies rumors, and the Heat could get Desmond Bane, even though he's owed a lot of money. At least Desmond Bane's playing with John Morant. Like he
Right.
knows kind of that he knows what it's like to have that kind of like a backcourt mate.
Mhm.
Oh, bless you. The
See how I
Kuminga,
turn my mic back on?
I do.
Okay. Just
Lashing out, jeez.
being professional.
Well, good for you. I did have to turn your speaker off though.
Sure.
He don't let nothing go, right?
It's in the past, Tobin.
He got everything in his wallet. Remember in 2012? Remember this?
Man, speaking of not getting any help, Cat, did you pick a Bob last night? Like, what's up, dude? Like, you let poor Bob get blistered last night. Get some goals.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. That was just like the Hurricanes game a couple days ago. He's like sitting here, 1-1-1-1. Ridiculous goal gets in 2-1, and the Panthers are like, all right, I guess we got to go empty netter. Like the same game. My man's out here. He's diving all over the place.
Saw the first goal in the first period, and I was like, okay, we got this. We did not.
Nope.
We did not.
Nope. They kind of made they made a rally at the lay down. I was like, oh, they're gonna tie this up. Nope. Weren't able to get it done. It's all right. That's what happens when you're the champs. You get that. You know who they take on though? Tomorrow?
Who's that?
The Utes.
Oh, Oh,
Dwayne Wade's Utah Utes.
He loves Utah.
He does love Utah. It looks lovely, based on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
You know what I noticed about that show?
Angels?
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. I think we looked up the population. It's a small percentage. Just it's a small percentage.
It said, what did who was the comedian that said the only thing in Minnesota is Prince and Kirby Puckett?
1.6% non-intangible
And that's just non-intangible. That's not black. Or are you going black?
No, that's because they have American Indian, Alaska Native is also 1.6%.
There's a lot of Polynesians in Utah, isn't there?
Asian 2.9%.
Wow, more Asians than blacks.
Yeah, 1.6. Whites 89.8.
You think like if like the brothers live in places like Utah, they have to say I reckon?
No, I feel like they say different things in Utah. Utah's weird to me. I don't know.
It's weird.
Isn't it a dry state?
It's not meant. I don't think it's by law a dry state, but there are a lot of people who do follow the Mormon laws. You know what's really big there is soda shops.
Soda shops.
Because they're also not allowed to have coffee, so coffee's not very big over there.
Hell, do you
There's no
know?
coffee in
But
Utah?
It's not that there's no coffee, but if you're Mormon, you're not supposed to drink coffee.
But you could drink soda?
Oh.
They loop. A lot of them drink soda. Like they say, soda doesn't count. I watch way too many reality shows with Mormons.
Why can't they drink coffee?
It's just law. It's just like, oh, the law of Mormon says no coffee, which I think is supposed to be no caffeine, but they're like, nah, just coffee. So they're all drinking.
They're all going to be fat because they're all drinking like.
I mean, they're not all fat. I mean, but the
not the ones with the lips and stuff.
Oh, dude, no.
Yeah.
But the soda shop is very popular in Utah.
Soda shop.
So it says the Mormon Church essentially teaches that they should avoid the consumption of hot drinks, which includes coffee and tea.
Oh,
It's
so
so
it's not
cold
even
there.
coffee. So you can drink iced coffee?
I don't
Oh,
think
that's
so.
good.
I don't think
All right.
coffee's on the table.
Loophole.
Loophole. Me and you would figure that out.
Oh yeah. Take a break. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. We were looking over some celebrity birthdays.
by the way,
today.
Yeah.
Marcos, you can't even Google right.
That hurts.
Because like he got way more famous people than your TikTokers.
Yeah, you really found like the Gen Z celebrity birthday page. We were looking at like celebrity birthdays today. We want to give a shout out to Noah Howard, who it's his birthday today. 9 years old.
9.
Just met Wemby.
Wow, yeah, that's crazy. Right?
Wemby missed it at the buzzer last night. Got dunked on by Kobe White. Did have 8 blocks. So that Wemby's good.
He's good.
He's good. Even though like when he first came down here, he looked like he couldn't even like he looked like a windsock.
I don't understand why he shoots threes. I don't really understand it.
Because I know every shot on the floor is open for him.
I know it looks cool, but like he goes over Vucevic, not small.
Nope.
Man,
Vucevic like it's nothing.
You live in San Antonio, you get to go see Wemby.
Yeah.
I like that. I wouldn't
Tall.
mind doing that, yeah.
Well, we have a tall guy, but we only play him 13 minutes.
Dude,
he's pretty tall.
I
thought of that.
Don't bring it up again.
I'm sorry.
Because I told you this was going to happen, and you said, no, we can't go back. We can't go back.
Remember when he had
I
that?
told you.
Remember when he had that cold-ass quote to Jax where he goes, throw it up there. Ain't going to be no turnover. And that's what he did last night. Because, Duncan Robinson threw him a lob from the three-point line that he just went and got.
Does that not matter? Does that not matter when you have
Not
a
the
guy
pro.
who can be that much of a resistant at the rim or can also do the alley-oops that nobody could touch?
Apparently, we have the untrained eye. That's what Eric Spoelstra will tell us. And by the way, he keeps telling
You know
me.
what? Even my untrained eye knows he's taller than everybody.
It's true.
Like,
It's
how
true.
trained does my eye need to be?
I don't know, man.
There's
I don't
so
know.
much
But
more
yeah,
right there.
A 7-footer that can shoot threes, that can run the floor, that
he's not like the best rebounder. I mean, that's probably
which is weird.
It probably sticks in Spo's craw, but like,
Which is weird though.
but he's a deterrent.
It's more of a deterrent than everybody else.
100%, dude.
Right? That's my point. Like, here's the thing. And I say this in football, right? Like, you're looking at each individual player and how good they are or not. And I look at the roster and go, this is the best option.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what Spo thinks about Khalil and his inability to rebound, he's your best option as a resistant near the rim. Agree?
Agreed.
Okay. So while you trying to find the perfect rebounder on your roster, you don't have the perfect rebounder. But you got him.
You know, and he's 20. Like, let him get his feet. Let him learn the thing or two.
No, he's gonna. You know what he's gonna learn? Where he can average 25 and 25 in Salt Lake City.
Yeah. So anyway, Noah Howard, happy birthday, man. Thanks for
Happy
listening.
birthday.
And by the way, your celebrity birthday website sucks, dude.
Okay, no,
I know.
I mean, like, listen to these birthdays that I found. Who was the person you found? You said who was TikTok Shanae? What was her
let's
birthday?
see. I'll tell you right now. The name that we thought, Tatiana Chanel.
I don't know who that is, but she's 19. You had TikTok stars. I saw
Yeah.
Lewis Hamilton. I recognized him.
For sure.
These are the birthdays I got on my celebrity list.
Okay.
I got Nick Cage.
Pretty good.
Okay. Katie Couric.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
David Caruso.
Oh.
Kenny Loggins.
Wait, David Caruso, that's CSI Miami.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jeremy
Loggins.
Renner.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hawkeye. Nice.
Blue Ivy is 13. That was on your site.
Yeah, appreciate that.
And
I
Hello,
also
Black.
gave a definition. He just put family. His website has family.
And-
Family.
and then Jim Gaffigan.
Oh, wow. I didn't see that
He's
one.
hilarious. He has a like, no matter where you hear him,
You can
you
make
know
it
it's
up,
him,
Jim.
right?
Jim
Like,
Gaffigan.
no
Yeah,
matter where
definitely.
you hear him,
Yep.
you know, oh, that's Jim Gaffigan.
And
Like,
then John Rich.
Hold on, dude. Jim Gaffigan was not born today, dude.
Yeah, he was.
I just looked it up. July 7th.
uh-oh.
Well, that's what my website says.
So your website's a liar then.
And then John Rich of Big and Rich. Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
Oh, save a horse, ride a cowboy.
I'm gonna make sure that your Google's not right because
Yeah,
Google's
you know, I
Google will not be accurate sometimes.
remember the old BJ Singh debacle?
He's right. It does say July 6th on his Wikipedia.
So what are we doing here?
What are we doing here?
You know, like,
You know whose birthday for real it is?
Hmm?
Noah. Happy birthday, Noah.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, 9 years old. My son's turning 9. My son's turning
Yeah.
9 on the 20th.
All right.
Same day as Tyler Hero turning 25.
All right.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Same
Going to
birthday.
Legoland for his birthday.
Legoland.
Nice.
You
Yeah,
like
he
that?
won't. I know he won't grow up. You know,
What?
Did you want to go to Legoland? You know what? I bet you.
Legoland's kind of cool. I
Can
like
I
Legoland.
just say this? I bet you want to go anywhere that doesn't have a ramp.
What do you mean?
All the walls.
Oh, you mean like a trampoline park? Thank God he's past that stuff.
You know they got that
Wait.
new park coming out.
You know what you have you ever been to the what is the
the iFly.
yeah,
No, I haven't been to that.
Oh.
No, I haven't been to that. I think I would be over their limit.
I jumped out of a
No.
real plane.
No, you didn't.
I did. I did.
Flying frog.
Yeah, and I had a very small woman on my back. It was very strange.
Really?
I was like,
I
"Are you
mean,
sure?"
Wait. I don't think it would have been safe if she was bigger than you.
I would have preferred it.
Just
I felt like I was her landing pad.
you say in case the parachute doesn't I could just land on you. No, dude. No. There's a lot of things that, people like big women. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But I don't want, if I'm gonna jump out of a plane, I don't want a big woman strapped to my back.
You want to see a photo of Marcos jumping out of a plane?
Oh, I don't like
Oh,
this.
you gotta
I don't like this. Okay. Okay. Where'd you get these photos, dude? Where'd you get these?
Point for Tobin.
Someone said weight doesn't matter when you're free falling.
Is that true?
I think it matters, dude.
I think it matters.
well, no, because
I'm definitely
everything
dying faster.
here's a lesson in everybody learns this in school, right? If you drop a penny or a quarter, what hits the ground first? Or how fast do they fall? They fall at the same rate. It doesn't matter.
What about a bowling ball and a penny?
They fall the same.
So they win. So if they race, it's the same.
Huh?
If they raced. It's
No,
the
but
same?
one might be more wind resistant, right?
See?
So the penny may turn,
Uh-huh.
but they're always going to fall at the same rate.
Oh, but then the wind, though.
I don't think that's science.
See, that's what
I'm telling
saying.
you, a penny and
Where's
will
Jason
somebody
Phillips?
thank you. Gravity accelerates them at the same rate.
So you're telling me they both are dropped from the same distance,
The same distance, they're going to fall at the same rate.
but who's getting to the ground first?
Froggy.
Howard Tua is next.
Text W.
It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Vailoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tonga Vailoa. Dolphins quarterback. Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Playoff week.
Start Thursday. All kinds of playoffs. College
NFL.
starts what? Thursday, Friday. NFL Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
They're dragging out these college football playoffs, I gotta tell you.
Yeah, for sure.
Why?
Yeah. We're still not
All
gonna
month, we're gonna end, but it's gonna end basically by the Super Bowl.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but look at what happened. Like, it's stretched out for a reason.
Yeah,
They're
we
playing
kinda-
every week.
Yeah, I don't know.
Eh,
They're playing every
I think
week.
it's too much.
Did you hear the Big Ten asked to
32 teams.
delay their game, to play their game second because they would have a shorter week than everybody else?
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah. And guess what they said?
Kick rocks.
Mm.
Yeah. Notre Dame, Penn State, Texas, Ohio State. Like, here's the thing about those games. There's 3 quarterbacks. You have no idea what they're going to do. Between, was it Aller at Penn State, Howard at Ohio State, and Ewers in Texas. They've been trying to get Ewers out there so they could get Arch in there forever.
You mean
Arch.
future Miami Hurricanes quarterback Quinn Ewers?
So
Thinking.
I'm just saying, like, those 3 have big question marks, even though they've played well at times.
Mm-hmm.
Big question marks at quarterback because, I mean, I don't know if it was coaching or him, but against Michigan, he threw like 12 passes. So, and he threw 2 picks. So, those 3 guys. Notre Dame, you know exactly, they might as well run a wishbone because their quarterback is the 3rd leader in rushing with like 700 yards. It's not like a little bit. They got I think a 1,000-yard rusher, an 800-yard rusher, and their quarterback 700 yards. So what do you think they're going to do? They're going to run the football. So his passing looks better simply because they run it so well. And they're a fast team. So, yeah, but I would say it's a toss-up. I can't tell you how those 3 teams are going to do. I can almost guarantee you what Ohio State's going to do. Whether they can do it well or not, that's a whole different conversation, but that's what they're going to do. They're going to run the football, play action you to death, and if you get caught, you're going to get beat because they got speed outside.
So we're gonna have a bunch of annoying Notre Dame fans down here.
Yeah, the game's Thursday, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they're already here. I haven't noticed them. I ignore them.
You think Al Golden's you think he's gonna get it's that bum. I'm not gonna hear this story of redemption for
Yes,
Al
you
Golden.
are.
No
Yes,
thanks.
you are.
Pass.
Yes, you are. Of course, it's a hard pass.
I say let's fly another plane over.
Really?
Yeah, fire Al.
Fire
Thank God we fired Al Golden.
Al Golden's back.
Still worth it. I thought of you yesterday, Leroy. I saw a sign while watching the Netflix premiere of Raw.
What?
It said, random sign that said 1,864 days since Ohio State has beaten Michigan. And I was like, really?
That's
Is
good.
That's
Was
how-
it in where was it?
It was in Inglewood. It was at the Chargers in Rams Stadium. So
Was it good? You were watching wrestling yesterday?
it was wow. It
Pulled
was,
out all the stops.
it really felt like a UFC pay-per-view event. It was
All right,
very
calm down, dude.
No, it wasn't. I mean, okay, obviously it's fake. So there's that. But the way that there was like, people in the crowd who were hyped, they were doing these interviews. They made it really like a big production. Everyone came out. Undertaker, The Rock. It was cool.
Hulk Hogan got booed though.
Hulk Hogan got booed so bad. That was great.
What do you think that is?
That's
he's still like
it's a combination of two things. People are just tired of the idea of this all-American hero, Hulk Hogan.
well, he's not. Yeah,
And I think he was canceled a little bit ago, and I don't know if he ever.
but wasn't he
recovered.
back from the canceling? Like I thought wrestling fans are forgiving of the. I mean, Vince McMahon came back from canceling many a times.
I think it
So-
just matters how good.
But I mean, I guess the point was always to boo Vince McMahon. Like
Yeah.
he wanted to be hated.
for sure.
Hulk Hogan doesn't want to be hated.
Yeah.
Isn't he selling a beer or something like that?
Oh, and that's all he was doing, and unfortunately, they were not there for it.
Oh, so you think it was just a
Get outta
hacky pro?
here.
Because sometimes wrestling fans will turn on you just because they don't
Sure.
like the bit.
Yeah, I think that may have been like and he could barely rip his shirt. That was his thing before. He was kind of like
90.
He's got to be 70 at least,
not
right?
good. He said 90. he did not look well. I'm not gonna lie to you. He did not look well.
Let me tell you something, brother.
Yeah,
If you want Hulkamaniac suds, crack open a can today.
71.
71 years
Yeah.
old.
Yeah, he ain't ripping a whole bunch of shirts, dude. He
It's on
gotta-
TMZ.
they
Hulk
gotta-
Hogan gets booed by fans. No Hulkamaniacs in the house. Real American beer.
You know you're in trouble when they got to pre-tear your
Isn't
shirt.
the real American beer Budweiser? Like,
They went through.
Let me tell you something. Budweiser, let's be clear. Every redneck I know in this country drinking himself a Budweiser or a Bud Light.
But then Budweiser did that thing where they promoted equality, and everyone's like, "Whoa!"
yeah, there was a big Bud Light.
Bud Light,
Big Bud Light boycott, but then they basically invested in UFC and Kid Rock, and Kid Rock was because it started with Kid Rock shooting it up.
Yeah.
And then Kid Rock was like, I love Bud Light. 'Cause they gave him like $3 million. So I thought that was over.
Bud Light. That's what I remember.
Then everybody had
my
to-
mother-in-law's brother came into town.
Mhm.
He was in town for 3 days. I said, "You want me to get you anything?" He said, "Get me a big box of Bud Light." He said, "I'll have one in my hand the whole time I'm there, but I'll never get drunk." And he drank all but 3.
Never understood that. Not a fan of that. Were you a Bud Light guy?
I didn't drink beer.
Tobin?
No,
What?
When you, hey,
Also,
hey,
you like Bud Light.
when you're in college,
Yeah.
here's what it is. It's beer and liquor.
What?
They don't have names on it.
Ah, okay.
It's beer. What do you got? Vodka? Yes.
I would
It could
say,
be the
I
worst
would
vodka
say
in the world.
Bud Light is probably the premier beer pong beer.
Yes,
It was,
wait,
it was
'cause
good
there's
for
been a bunch
drinking
of 'em.
games.
Guess what we had in Michigan?
PBR.
The old Stroh's 30 pack.
The number one thing that
Stroh's.
we had the $1.25 special on the corner Exxon over here down by Barry University. 2
Whoa.
Miller High Life, 16 ounces for $1.25.
Oh, but Miller High Life, that's different though.
Champagne of beers.
Champagne of beers.
Champagne.
We had Stroh's 30 packs.
What is this? How do you spell that?
Stroh's, Strohs.
I am a real American. Is that what he came out to?
And then
No, I don't think so.
And
What did he
then
come out
you
to?
haven't experienced a college party until you've had pop off vodka.
So what did he come out to? Did he come out to Jimi Hendrix?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
did he?
Yeah. The brown now. Yeah.
I like real American.
Yeah, that's a good one. That was a good time. That was a good time for him.
Yep.
Yesterday.
OD. We had y'all don't know nothing about the Slip Small Liquor Bowl, right? Red and blue.
Mm.
Yeah.
I heard he couldn't have 40 ounces, so they made 38 ounces.
No, we have 40 ounces in Michigan.
Says, as you know on TMZ, Hulk caught a lot of flack for a leaked audio tape in 2007 where he used the N-word during a phone conversation about his daughter and her relationship with a black man. WWE fired Hulk Hogan for using a racial slur in 2015, not long after the tape surfaced. After the leak, Hulk issued a public apology, calling the offensive language unacceptable. But he has been back. This is not like the first time, right?
Has he, though? I don't think he has.
I feel like he has been back.
Let's see. Last time.
I
he
mean,
wrestled.
like, keep in mind, when you get old, you're not as healthy. So there's that.
Yeah, last time he wrestled was in 2012. So
Vlad's saying he came out to Real American. You're a liar.
what does Vlad know?
Loves the wrestling.
Hey, that's a staple of our community.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I wasn't into it.
Well,
I was always busy, though.
Was Booker
Playing
T on
sports.
stage with him?
No, Booker T, I think, is a part of the minor leagues, if you will.
It's always cool when Booker T is at the bot. We go to these radio roads. Booker T hosts sports radio in Houston, so he'll be at the boxing
really?
pay-per-views all the time.
All the time.
He's cool. 5-time.
He's old.
5-time.
He looks old.
Booker
Booker
T?
T, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he had the spinneroonie. was
Vlad says Hogan sided with Trump. They were in LA.
That makes sense. That makes because I thought of the Trump thing, but I'm like, yeah, but it's wrestling fans. But if it was in LA, that kind of makes sense.
I was thinking the same thing. Like wrestling fans.
When you know what, that does make sense now because I would have thought the Trump thing, but I'm like wrestling fans.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah,
like Trump's in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah, true. Good run.
But he's right. LA, that makes sense. Okay.
I did also notice, and shout out to them for this one. New Day, which is a group that everyone liked. Now they're working on becoming heels for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that they did yesterday was say, "Oh, I know this place loves that garbage rapper Kendrick Lamar," and LA did not like that at all. They did not like that.
I really, I thought to myself when DeMar DeRozan hit that shot, I was like, "This frog boy."
Oh, it's me.
It was you, dude.
Yeah, all right.
Dude, I don't know how you can think that DeMar DeRozan is not a Hall of
There
Famer.
was one point though where Sabonis just like is he's just like this giant moose and he just throws elbows no matter what. Nobody calls it, and he hit Tyler Hero in the chest, and you could just see Tyler Hero's like, like Tyler Hero was grabbing his chest for like a good whole possession. He goes,
didn't make a shot in overtime.
I'm gonna say, like, we need to get Tyler Hero. Like, we need to get the street cred back up, dude. I feel like since he got hip tossed, it's been a little bit downhill.
That's good. He's having the best year of his career, and he is just getting physically beat up.
But that's what you do, though. That's what you do. If you want to be that aggressive, they tell you.
Dade Sapp says Leangelo Ball has put out a better song than Drake this
I'm
year.
so sick of that song, dude. Everyone unironically liked it and made fun of it, and now it's the number one song in America.
But they just didn't like it because Jello put it out.
Because it's not good, dude. You ever listen to a song? It's like, look at like Potato Dog, or you're like, this is ridiculous, and then all of a sudden you play it 100 times, and you're like, I love Potato Dog. It's the same thing now. But it's an early 2000s beat, so everyone was making fun of it. But now, I even saw Dan Campbell, like after he broke his victory speech, all you can hear in the Detroit Lions locker room was "Put on that Jello," and I'm like, oh god.
Didn't he have Hulk Hogan on tour practice this year?
Dan Campbell?
Yeah, I think he did.
I wouldn't doubt it. Manly. Hulk Hogan.
Headlines brought to you by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose from over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory at the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. The Heat, they lose last night in overtime, 123.
No,
double overtime.
Double overtime, because you lost me at about
118.
halftime.
Miami's back at it tonight. Game 2 of a 6-game trip against the Golden State Warriors at 10 o'clock. Coverage gets going at 8:45 with preheat.
That'll be fun. Now you really have a 3-point shooting contest.
So we're gonna lose then. Is that what you're
No,
saying?
but here's the weird thing.
Why did he take
This
Duncan
team
Robinson out of
beats
starting
the
lineup?
this team
What?
beats the teams you think they have no chance against, and lose to the teams that have worse records than them. It's the weirdest dynamic, which means they're somewhere in the middle. They're a team that can beat anybody and a team that can lose to anybody. There is no rhyme or reason.
Their losing has been spectacular this season. Though.
Pretty much.
Their losing has been.
You know why?
Me.
Spo is trying stuff. Like I want when you need a defensive stop, regardless of what everybody thinks, right? I want my tall guys in.
Tyreek Hill went to the Miami Dolphins facility, did not talk to the media yesterday, but NFL Network's Cam Wolf reports many in the organization are not happy with him for pulling himself
Of course.
out of the game.
Of course. Of course.
We'll hear a little bit from some of his teammates who had commented on it. Jalen Ramsey, though, did deny, because some people were looking into his social media post yesterday. He denies wanting to be traded from the Miami Dolphins.
I mean,
No, he like
the post kind of seemed like he
Here.
felt under.
But yeah, but
Here's
he was
the deal, though.
You know
Here's
that he was also in like a big controversy this week because he was.
Oh yeah.
He like put a photo of him with his 4 daughters. They were all giving the middle finger, and it like went viral.
who's this?
Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
So he's in there. He's in bed with like his 8, 6, 4-year-olds are all giving the bird,
And
and people are like, because you want to know something, because social media has become this thing where we judge everybody on everything.
right.
Everything.
Like I don't like listen, would me and Rebecca do that? Probably not. Right? But I'm not like if that's the worst thing that his kids do in their lifetime,
Yeah.
I'm cool.
At least he's present, like with his family, being a father.
What are you
Like,
trying to say?
I'm saying he's a good
Yeah, what are you
father.
trying to say?
What? Like,
At
he's a
least
good
he's
father.
present.
I'd rather
Mhm.
him do that and take pictures with his kids than
Right.
be like Tyreek Hill or something. I don't mean
Come
big
on,
mamas
kids
like
shouldn't be
that.
sticking up the middle finger. Of course not. But
Kids cursing
If-
is hilarious. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
Anyway.
TikTok. Or I go to TikTok. Oh my goodness. And it's always a dad going, no.
I'm not gonna lie. My son and I have debates all the time of like, what can I say? I'm like, at home, we can throw it around. But I'm like, if you get caught, I'm kind of like one of these. I'm like, if you get caught by your teacher, I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm gonna be like, hey.
But I would say this is that say, if you have kids, parent your own damn kids. Right? Stop telling people what they should do with their kids. You don't understand what their relationship is. You don't know how well mannered his kids are. So I would say, like, yeah, man, stop.
Plus, they drive in South Florida. They got.
Now I will say this though.
Yep.
I will say this: the kids running around in the grocery store, or whatever. Get your kids, folks. Like we can't have this. We can't have this. I never understood why you would give up money to make a point. So I'm reading Julio. Jimmy's out $3 million. He ain't laughing. Right? Like it becomes not funny. This whole situation becomes a little ridiculous when, like, I don't care. $3 million is $3 million.
He's out the money right now because I think it goes into escrow. He might get it back because I think a lot of the times there are settlements with this, and there's appeals, and the Players Association is all this, but
they're not gonna give it back.
That's a lot of money. That's how much he gets paid for 7 games.
I think most of the time they do get some of it back.
Yeah,
it's a pretty hefty suspension they gave him.
They gave him a hefty one.
Jesus.
So here they go. They made it excessive. So when they come back at it, then it's what they wanted in the first place.
It's one of these things, man. I don't really know what to make of any of it. Like, it's like I could see every scenario.
Here's what the problem is.
I don't really buy that because I know the reports yesterday where they were preparing for him to come back.
I don't
know, dude.
I'm gonna say this: if there was a chili pepper to be laid, I would put a little money in on the chili pepper saying not. I would say not playing again
this season.
Yeah.
Oh,
not for the Heat.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Because
do you think he gets traded, or do you think that he just rides it out?
Whatever it is, like here's what you have to understand about this situation. If you bring him back with the antics and just throw him on the floor and act like nothing happens, when Jimmy's gone, what are you going to do with the other guys who saw that behavior? Right? At some point, you have to make a serious stand with how there's ways of handling things.
But who
like
do you
this.
think in the organization is going to act out? You know what I mean? Like, because no. I'm talking about the players.
No, the play, but it's just it's not that they're going to act out, but it's going to always be uncomfortable to the point where it becomes more about that than playing basketball, right? Because here's the other thing that I would say. Let's not act like they're undefeated when Jimmy was playing, right? So what are you losing? And the team is looking at this like Jimmy is making it sound and making this situation look like if you don't have me, then you can't win. And I say, we had you and we were playing last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so the problem was we didn't have you as much as we needed you. So if you go,
yeah, but last year's the bad one. Like last year,
even look, they made it. But here, they went on a unbelievable run a couple years ago, but they were still in the play-in and they lost the first game.
I understand that, and it was a bad one to the Hawks. I get that, but and then they almost lost to the Bulls. Like I understand.
Like, so we can't say, but we went to the finals that year.
But you also can't erase what he did in the playoffs.
I'm not here. The situation and what he did, I'm not erasing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But you can't keep playing with fire thinking that this is going to happen every year.
I understand.
And that's the whole point, is that even with Jimmy, no matter how great he has been in the playoffs, he hasn't been healthy. He's been getting banged up, and they still only been a play-in.
I get it. But, with this year in particular, like, yeah, there were times where he was banged up, but then you also knew that the situation was brewing. Like, we can't ignore that the Miami Heat were trying to definitely take control of a narrative and a perception that everything was fine when it very clearly wasn't.
Right. But Jimmy played into that too. When he first came
But I
in,
think
he
he,
said, I'm
but,
just going to
but
go out there and hoop.
yeah, but
I'ma
I
do
think he,
this.
but I think he played into it thinking he was going to get dealt.
So you think he went into it with a situation thinking that I would get traded by now, and when it didn't happen, then he
Yeah, then he acted out. He's like, okay, then I guess I have to force the issue.
okay, but
And I'm not.
here's the thing. Here's the thing I hate about this situation, right? You overestimate your value
Yeah, perhaps.
because teams aren't knocking the door down like to get Jimmy,
But-
because he's left a path
Mhm.
that has people questioning. Like
Well, it's pretty.
6 months ago, all of Golden State was saying, "Ooh, if we could get somebody like Jimmy."
That's what the word was. But here's the thing: it's pretty obvious. I think this thing comes down to this. Okay, what is his agent's job? His agent is to get Jimmy Butler his money, right? The Heat aren't going to pay him his money. You got to find one destination that's going to pay him his money. He's found it. It's the Suns. Why do the Suns want to pay him his money? Well, he makes the exact same money that Bradley Beal does. The Bradley Beal thing hasn't worked out. So if they could somehow, in some way, get off the Bradley Beal deal to get Jimmy Butler, and you're paying the same money, then like what's the harm for him? Even, and especially an owner who's crazy like him, who doesn't care about the tax.
Okay, but here's the other thing. I'm not signing a broke down player for another broke down player. So the Heat don't want him.
Oh, I understand.
Okay.
I understand. But that's the issue. Like if the Heat are like, hey, we're not taking Bradley Beal. I don't care how many Shams reports you want to put out there. We're not taking this guy. So why does it get leveled up to this area? Because
Mhm.
Jimmy Butler feels like he's got to put it to a point where the Heat literally cannot stand having him around.
Mhm.
That's why we've gotten to this point. It's
Sure.
not right by Jimmy. I mean, like you know, you're obviously doing wrong by a lot of guys that you played with. I don't like that, but I also think that the Heat really misjudged the idea that everything was going to be kumbaya this year. Like,
Right.
look, I would have thought that Jimmy Butler at this age would have been a little bit more mature than Timberwolves Jimmy Butler, but he's also Jimmy Butler. And if the word is true that like, hey, he's been a handful in the background. Well, if you have that intel and you know that, you should probably get off of it when it was not at this point. At some point.
What if they were trying and nobody wanted
I don't
him?
know. Maybe.
Like, wait, see, I understand this situation. You know why? Because Tyler Hero been in trade talks for the last 2 years and nobody wanted him.
Mhm.
You couldn't throw him in for nobody. That's fine. But great for the Heat because it worked out. He fought through it, and kudos to Tyler Hero for getting through it. He's also very young. Most basketball players don't come into their prime until they're 26, 27, right? So to not think that this young player could be beneficial, shame on everybody else. This is a different situation with Jimmy. All right? Jimmy is like Twister. Follow the path of the storm, and now we're here.
Yep.
After a certain period of time. And it all is centered around either a team doesn't give him what he wants or he doesn't get the extension. Now, Pat is right. You can't play the last 2 years and play 60 games those 2 years and then say, I'm going to turn it up in January and then get hurt. And when we need you the most, you're not available for whatever reason, and then say, give me more money.
I get it.
So Pat is like, no, player, I need you to play more. And maybe we can revisit this afterwards. And so he was under the impression when Jimmy said, I'm just going to go out and hoop. You know, it is what it is or whatever. Like, if there was some back channeling going on, that's not what we were hearing, right? And then we get to this point. So, like, yeah. So somebody else is going to sign up for this? Somebody else is going to sign up for this?
Probably only one team.
Right. Who
They don't hold the cards because Bradley Beal told you I hold.
Right. So think about so now you're in a situation where they don't want Jimmy back in the locker room because they got a boatload of young players, right? Jimmy doesn't want to be in that locker room. But in about 6 or 7 days, something's going to have to happen because nobody wants Jimmy. And everybody needs to be aware of this and understand this, that Jimmy, you thinking you can go to wherever you want. You got your teams here's the hilarious part, right? You got your team. Oh, these are the teams I want. You ain't that guy. And you ain't that guy because I say that. You ain't that guy because all of the NBA says that. Right? Nobody's knocking the door down for Jimmy Butler right now.
For right now, no.
Right. So so that's the situation we're in. For whatever reason, that's what it is.
But that's the thing I think that's the thing where, I guess he's just hopeful that his Hail Mary is that the Heat figures some way to get him to Phoenix. Because if it doesn't, then the entire time the better benefit was just to play well. Because eventually, if you were playing well, you would have been in a better spot to get moved.
And here's my question. My question is this, right? Early on in the season, if the Heat went to Jimmy, said, there's not a whole bunch of trade partners, and the deals we're getting aren't very good, right? His response is to not play.
I know.
It should be.
It's a bad look.
It should be to ball out so that more teams would want him.
You would think so.
Right. So in all this time of awareness, and everybody is aware, and everybody thinks they know what they're worth, and everybody thinks they know what situation they need to be in, right? Why wasn't he aware enough to say, you know what? If I want to get to where I want to go, then I better just start balling out.
So do you think 5 games on the sidelines changes that for him?
No, because now he's stubborn like Pat and he's dug in.
Take a break. Back after this.
No tolerance whatsoever. No tolerance.
Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Stephen A. Smith ripped the holy hell out of Tyreek Hill yesterday. You want to hear it?
I can imagine with, like, I tried to look at it from my own perspective. Stephen A. is just looking at it from a stand on his. So I can imagine what he said.
What do you picture Stephen A. Smith on a high horse or a soapbox?
Soapbox. He wants everybody looking at him.
In a glass house.
Oh,
yeah.
Like that one?
But so I tried to give it from a player's perspective without just standing on a soapbox and ripping him. I tried to explain why it was an issue, whereas Stephen A. is just going to attack the comments and whatever.
You want to hear what he said?
Sure.
Here's Stephen A. Smith.
May I go first, fellas?
Sure.
Man. Go ahead. Oh, hell to the no. Stay your ass right there. You want to chirp, right? Oh, no. We not. I wanted to go first. I wanted the non-football guy to go first because I wanted to defer to y'all, but I wanted to lay it out for you, Shay, and for you, Swagoo. Ain't this the same Tyreek Hill? Now, listen. We know he all world. This is my favorite receiver. The Cheetah's the Cheetah. However,
The Cheetah is the Cheetah.
wasn't that the same dude that said Tua was comparable to Patrick Mahomes? Am I missing? Ain't that same dude? Ain't that same dude that swore? Swore up and down. Watch what we do. Ain't that dude? That's the same dude. And then long before we could look at Tua and look at the concussions, or even after, did they roll up into Kansas City last year in the playoffs? And we knew they were done the second we heard the meteorologist give us the weather report. Because these brothers can't wait. Yep. They can't play in weather that's worse than 40 degrees. Ain't that team? This the same team. Correct it, Shay? Swagoo, am I lying? Ain't this the same team? And oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the same Tyreek Hill, who got his bag now, restructured his deal for Miami, got his bag now. I don't want to hear about your family. Because your family is when it comes to the money. Not the game. That's you. That's not your family. That's you. That's you, Tyreek Hill. This is the same brother. Tua had 17 starts last year. This year he got 11. This year he was targeted 171 times last year. 123 this year. Receptions, 119 last year. 81 this year. Receiving yards, 1799 last year. 959 this year. That's a 38% drop in receptions. That's damn near 800 yards. It is an 800-yard drop in receiving yards. And by the way, his reception yards per game, it dipped from 112 to 56.4, which is his fewest since his rookie season. Life's a little bit different when you ain't with Patrick Mahomes. We tried to tell you. We don't want to hear about no family now. You got your bag. That ain't family, bro. Family's the bag. Once you get the bag, family's taken care of. This is about you. Recognizing life is a little bit different when Patrick Mahomes ain't throwing you the football.
There you go. Stephen A. Smith yesterday,
Well,
first take.
There's a couple of points that I would make. He's had his 2 best years with Tyreek. So being with Tua.
Mm-hmm.
So saying being with Patrick Mahomes and life ain't better. Life has been better. Okay. This year, he would have had 1,000 yards if he caught the damn ball.
That's true.
So let's stop that. You can't talk about your situation and then talk about you ain't working a week before that. That's why we ain't on the same page.
I think that the criticism for Tyreek Hill, that is fair, is yes, he is obviously been the best offensive weapon they've had since Ricky Williams. They haven't had anybody like him. He's been incredible. He was voted best player. But those key drops in big games, right, just piled up. And then you were in a game that, all right, you probably weren't going to get into the playoffs, but you weren't dead yet. You were looking up at the scoreboard and you said, nah, no mas. I'm out. I just think that's
here,
you know.
I said this yesterday, and I mean this. I think what he said and how it built to that had more to do with his frustration and less to do with how he really felt. And I said yesterday, I make nothing of it. People say some dumb stuff when they're mad and angry about the situation. We're human. He's human, right? Now, the problem is because it's in front of everybody, he ain't going to be able to live through it like maybe we can. Like if Stephen A says something ridiculous or somebody on TV says something ridiculous, what do they come out the next day with? Well, I want to start the show with, I didn't mean to hurt anybody.
Right. Yeah, I get you.
But they attack an athlete like the same thing, KB. You could tell the way that was building, the way that interview was building, I could say, he's getting ready to say something ridiculous. Right? It was building that way. We all knew it. So now that you heard it, so I'm going to wait a little bit of time. Okay? I'm going to wait before I think he meant those things. That's it. Okay? Now, my biggest issue, don't tell me how much of a competitor you are and then not go in the game. That's it. That's the only problem I have with him. All that other stuff, a lot of times you say things, right, to try to justify your feelings, right? So him saying, I won out and followed up what I got to do what's best for me and my family, he's trying to justify saying that. But come on, at some point, you got to look at who he's been since he's been here and then take those words and say, that's not really something he has ever said before. I'm going to give it a break, and then I'm going to give him a little time to come back to it.
He didn't, and whether it was trolling or tongue-in-cheek, though, he did let the whole thing linger about that it's time for me to go, coach. He let that, he let that fester, however he meant it,
right.
Commas, no commas, he just let that be a thing that just sat there.
Sure.
And, I thought that the whole thing with him here is that, he was supposed to be a captain. He was supposed to grow up a little bit. And again, it's just like, all right, I guess some people just aren't capable of growing up down here. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Some people just don't got that in them.
Or
not that you're not tremendously talented, you're not all world.
Or counterpoint, here's what I would say. Coaches, players, organizations. Your best players aren't your best leaders. Okay? That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
So stop it with that. Okay, as great as D Wade was, he wasn't the holder of heat culture. It was UD,
mm-hmm.
right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Your best players aren't always your captains, right? Perfect example. When Tua said, I don't want to be captain, right? He understood. At this point in time, where I am on this team, cannot be the voice of this team. Let me earn it. And so now he's there. But yeah, man, I don't make anything of it. I'm gonna wait. Now, if he doubles down on it, okay.
Here was Zach Sieler. This was him being asked about the Tyreek Hill comments. Man's man, Zach Sieler.
Mm-hmm.
What was your reaction to Tyreek Hill yesterday saying he's going to open the door for his future? We didn't actually saw those comments, but
yeah, I saw him. Yeah, I think everyone has their own voice, and if that's what he wants to say, that's what he wants to say. I have all the respect for him as a player. But that's how he feels. That's how he feels. So we leave it at that.
Is it disappointing that when you guys are playing hard to the end, he's not in there in the fourth quarter, first sign of adversity, he's like, I'm out of here.
I don't know how the game went. I was on defense and I wasn't watching the offense. I'm making our corrections, so I don't know. I haven't even watched it yet. I'll be honest with you. But yeah, obviously it's a knee-jerk reaction. That stuff happens, and I don't know what happened. I'm not going to speak for him or speak on that. That's his own decision. But I know as a team that we need to stay focused this year on making sure everyone's here, making sure we're on time, and we're focused on winning it all next year, and making the corrections from this season, going into OTAs and camp this year.
There you go, Zach Sieler yesterday speaking to the media. I'm no translator, but it kind of sounds like if Tyreek Hill wants back in that locker room, you got to beat Zach Sieler in wrestling.
I just think that
Wow.
I just think that I was always worried. I was never worried about what I said to the media. Never. Could care less. You mean nothing to me.
Oh.
I did care about what I said and having to go back in that locker room. Because those are the guys you're with every day. So everything that I ever said about every situation that I was ever in, on the football field or off the football field, always kept that in mind. That at the end of the day, I got to go back in that locker room and deal with guys that I have a lot more respect for than the person I was talking to after a game. No disrespect to the media. I'm just saying that's the reality of when you hear guys talk about what you go through as a team. That's the respect you want. That's the respect you need to play the game, not the respect of somebody who's asking questions after watching the game.
We'll take a break. More to come here on the show. Streaming live on YouTube, Twitch, Miami 560 WQAM. Chris Grier, he is supposed to speak to the media today. Answer for your crimes! Specifically Eichenberg.
We were good. We were cold. Kind of dream.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. We're streaming live, YouTube and Twitch. Channel Miami 560 WQAM. And you guys can get us on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Headlines brought to you by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose from over 1,300 new Hyundai models in inventory like the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. If you guys missed it late last night, your Miami Heat lost in double OT to the Sacramento Kings in just the latest in a brutal season of losses. I mean, they invent new ways to lose and crush my soul, you know. And there's just something about being up at 1 a.m. by my lonesome and just thinking to myself, where did my life go wrong?
Jeez. You know, I can't help over this past week but reflect back to a little over a year ago when we had the greatest show on surf, the Miami Heat, off of this prolific run, the Panthers doing well, and everything was just going well. We had Messi.
Yep.
It just was a great
It was a great time. It was a great time. And we got the Cats, and, you know, I'm always appreciative of the Cats, but, you know, we got a Dolphins team. Tua is hurt again. Tyreek Hill wants out. Jimmy wants out.
Tyreek, like I said,
Tyreek wants out.
Be careful with Tyreek wants out.
I will declare him wanting back when he says he wants to be back. For right now, he wants out, and he's getting recruited by Micah Parsons.
But my question is, why, like, man, people say stuff.
He's like changing his profile picture.
But that's
doubling
okay.
down.
So people say stuff, right? Like, why? Until
fine,
he confirms.
Tyreek Hill might want out.
Okay.
Jimmy Butler does want out.
He literally said, "I'm out," though. Like, I don't know what else.
I'm only changing it because Leroy is, you know, standing up here and saying,
I'm
maybe
telling you,
people
people say some dumb stuff in the heat of the moment. There's no wrong. Like, okay, relax. Like,
in the heat of the moment, he hold on to the football.
Here's the only problem I have with athletes. Don't complain about your situation when you messing up.
Yeah,
right? So you drop a whole bunch of balls. Don't start talking about the offense.
I really think throughout the entire tenure, he had a great, you know, season last season, but you can count key moments even during that season in which Tyreek Hill is like, you know, no pun intended, dropped the ball. Like he's definitely dropped passes. He's fumbled. You've had these off the field incidents, and I'm not including the police arrest. I'm including when he slapped the guy in the marina and broke a influencer's leg.
Doesn't seem like a person very in check with his emotions. We could say that.
Well, first of all,
correct.
Let me explain something to you. Why is he running a hot rod on a big girl anyway?
It's very strange.
Like,
very questionable.
No. Here. We had a friend, and we was at last year's Christmas party or New Year's or whatever, and she got a little hammered, and she was talking about how much she liked to play football or whatever. And I said, get away from me with that, right? Because, like, do you know? I could take you. I'm like, I said, you gonna pay me? Say why? I said, because it's like, no. So I wouldn't even do that. So the fact that Tyreek ran a hot rod on her and she busted up her knee, what did y'all think was gonna happen? This dude is all world.
Oh, yeah. Crazy. Didn't they claim it tripped on a dog too? Something like that.
I don't know. But this is like, so look, sometimes as humans, we take things a little bit too far, right? What I would say about Tyreek is his is more noticeable because he's out there like that, and he want to be out there like that.
He wants to be out there like that.
So, like, yeah, you deal with it. So, if it's not true, which here's what I think. I think he didn't want to do that interview. He did it. The questions were guiding him to a certain place, and then he just went on and because it was as he was leaving.
Let me ask you like this. If Tyreek Hill had his way and the money's the same next year, but he could be in LA with the Chargers, or he could be in Baltimore.
I think he'd stay here.
Really?
I do.
I don't.
No?
Nope.
Why?
I just think he's
Based
wrapped up
on
his
what?
shit. Based on it seems like he's whining about not being in the playoffs anymore. His yards went down way down this year.
Catch the ball, numbers wouldn't have been that bad.
All right, that's fine, dude. But
Like you can't if you drop the ball, you can't complain about your circumstances or situation.
You think Tyreek Hill lives in the land of accountability very
Again,
much?
nobody does. I get that. I understand. I started this conversation saying that a lot of us are not aware of our own situation.
I'm very aware.
You might be the least aware of some of
That's
the
not true. That's not true, dude. That's not true.
Is this guy not the least aware of some of the crap he says?
They call us
Only to
unaware
change it a
Tobes.
week later?
Yeah, that's
What are you doing?
What are you talking about, dude? I have an audit of everything that's ever been said of me.
Wow.
Or I've said.
Here-
It's all on recording.
Here's what I would tell you about sports.
Except when you take it out of
No.
no.
Here's what I would tell you about sports.
We know what you said about
And I
that.
blame you for this. I'm telling you, I blame you for this. When you're winning and successful, all that stuff is cute. When things aren't going well, then it's a problem. But as a person who's putting out that content, right? They may think you're always going to love it, regardless of what the situation is. And that's not the case. Let's go to Jimmy Butler. Oh, that stuff is cute. Oh, he's a troll. He does this, he does that. Now, you're tired of it. You know why? Not winning. So, we are just responsible for the content we see out there based on how we approve this stuff when things are going well.
Mm-hmm.
And people think that, oh, no, he's always been this person. Jimmy's always been this guy. Jimmy's always said what he wanted to say. Tyreek's always been a troll. But now because the team's not winning, now because the team's not in the playoffs, now because Tyreek didn't have 1,000 or 1,500 yards like he had to pass, now that Tyreek's dropping balls, we're tired of it. So that's just the way it is on both sides. I see it. I see it all the time with a lot of players. Like that guy's being the same person he's always been, but now we're tired of it.
Doesn't feel like you give me the same understanding.
I mean, so what if I say periodically, I want to choke the life out of you?
That's just saying. Like, you seem to understand them just well. Why don't you accept me and my flaws?
I do accept you.
No, I don't think you do.
It doesn't mean I can't be mad about it. Like, I don't know why. Listen, every time I go somewhere, you know what they say? That Tobin. I said, that's my guy, right? Like, so.
Can I tell you somebody who's not my guy?
Who?
Gilbert Arenas.
Oh, Gilbert Arenas.
He has a podcast because everybody does these days.
Yeah.
And he was very mad at Pat Riley.
Why?
Over the Jimmy Butler
How
thing.
you getting mad? He can't be mad at nobody. Some of his shenanigans.
He's mad at Pat Riley.
All right.
Here's Gilbert Arenas.
Yeah. He moved to the Knicks. He ain't doing nothing. He moved to Miami, right? He got Shaq. I mean, he got Dwayne Wade. He came and got Shaquille O'Neal. Then they brought a whole bunch of other players to help win. You can't pretend you that guy is them. You're not bigger than them. You're pretending you are. They left. LeBron came. They won a championship. You can't pretend you're bigger than LeBron. LeBron leaves. This crashes. Jimmy Butler comes. He gets you to the championship. If he tells you, bring me one more star, motherfucker, bring him one more star.
Yeah.
Because if he can get you to the championship with this, bring me one more star. I got you. So for you to pretend that you are the Heat culture and you can do this, you're lying.
Yeah.
Because when he leaves, nobody's coming there.
I got these.
Nobody's coming to. You got South Beach in your favor.
Yes.
And you treat South Beach like it's a prison.
Valid points.
I don't like that. No, it's not valid points. Valid points.
Wait. Here's the deal. And we all have said this. You've made this Heat organization about Heat culture and not about the Heat players for years. Okay? Heat culture may set the tone, but Heat players win games.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You want to know Agent Zero's record, his career against the Heat culture was?
Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, 3 and 18.
Can both things be true?
Nah, it's just like
Can Gilbert Arenas not be very good against the Heat? And what Gilbert Arenas said has some valid
you
points?
think the Heat are never going to get anybody again?
No, I don't believe that.
Well, that's what he just said.
Okay.
No one's coming here.
All right. There is a standard that is set here. I agree. I agree with how everybody does it. Okay.
I just think some people got it.
But here's what I also believe.
Mhm.
The Heat have been great when their star players have been more selfish. Right. Remember when the big three were here?
Mhm.
When did it turn around?
When LeBron stopped being a chicken against JJ Barea.
When D-Wade went to LeBron and said, do your thing.
Because why?
Oh my God.
Because why?
See why
Because
we have
why?
Marcos, see how we have problems?
Why don't you
Because
acknowledge
they didn't win.
And why didn't they win? Why didn't they win? Because Dwayne Wade didn't give LeBron the right role? Or because LeBron James saw he shrunk. It's okay.
Okay. Like you're lashing out.
I'm not lashing out.
You're
I'm telling you. No. Here's a little thing I'd like to do.
ahead.
I like to do a little thing called let's say what happened.
Okay.
That's what happened.
Okay. And then the conversation happened after that.
Yeah, that's the conversation that happened. That's what happened.
Okay.
So silly. Like we sit here and we placate and we have to change
Who's
things.
placating?
They should have won the championship.
Nobody's
that year.
placating.
They should have won the championship.
Nobody's placating.
Okay.
Again.
By the way, Jimmy Butler seemed to, first of all, the idea that Jimmy Butler has it run like a prison. You mean the guy who stays at 5-star Airbnbs on every road trip?
He also does
every road trip.
He goes to tennis.
Does
tournaments.
whatever he wants. It's run like a prison. No, dude.
No.
He didn't get his extension. But this is the thing. Like, I'm fine. I can understand.
I told you.
No, I know you're not. I'm talking about Agent Zero here, who he spent his career getting his tail kicked by the Miami Heat.
Okay, but
he wants to act like he knows what it's like.
What does that have to do with what he said?
Because he's sitting here and being like, "Oh, no one's gonna come there because it's run like a prison." Jimmy Butler's not mad because of that. Jimmy Butler's mad because he's not getting his money.
No, again, the Heat have done what they need to do, and the culture part of it is, I love it. I love that everybody comes here and plays with a certain way. There's a certain level of intensity that you're required. I love that part of it. Again, culture doesn't win games. Players do. So I'm also saying that, yeah, he made some valid points about Jimmy, but Jimmy did this to himself, okay, by missing so many games. And then and then look, here's what happens. And this is the honest truth. The organization who has given you everything that you've asked for.
That's right.
Let you have free reign. You've given them 60 games, and they're like, we need more games. Like a lot of these situations we end up with in the postseason, we wouldn't be in if you played more games.
Sorry, Pat Riley believed in Lamar Odom and paying you and paying him and not you. Sorry.
Oh, so you side with Jimmy Butler.
I have sided with Jimmy Butler. I'm the one who said to pay him the entire time.
No, he shouldn't be paid.
Okay, that's fine.
You are paid with a promise of what you're going to do.
Hey, I haven't said that there aren't points on both of these arguments.
Right.
I haven't said that. But the idea that people say things like, "Oh, the Heat run it like a prison."
Who said that? One guy.
He literally. That's who I'm mad at.
One. Who cares? I'm not even talking. I haven't even talked about that point.
You have these.
You're freaking out 1 point to make his whole argument not valid.
Oh, dude. Okay. But you're sitting here and being like, "Oh, it took a talk from Dwayne Wade."
No,
LeBron
I'm
James.
just
No. LeBron James he shriveled. Okay? Him and Dwayne Wade ran roughshod through a tougher East that year.
Okay.
They lost to Deshaun Stevenson.
All right. Like you stick on a couple of points. I'm
Facts.
okay, facts, whatever. Points, facts, whatever you want to call them. Okay. The overall thing that I took from Gilbert Arenas, not even there's certain organizations that run a certain way and demand a certain style of play from their players. There is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And Jimmy should have been used to it because he played for Tibbs.
Yeah, maybe we should play Russian roulette and lock them like they do in Washington.
You don't think it would be playing Russian roulette giving Jimmy an
No, they
extension?
literally were playing Russian roulette in the Wizards locker room.
I know. But you don't think that Pat would be playing Russian roulette if he would have gave Jimmy an extension?
I don't know.
See, but that's it. Can you pay $60 million for? I don't know.
But then he's a dummy for that. He can't win.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
Pat can't win. You're either
What's more
you're
likely-
either an ingrate because you didn't pay Jimmy Butler,
Right.
or you're a dummy because you paid Jimmy Butler.
Here.
It's not a win situation for him.
Let me ask you a question. What is more likely to happen? Jimmy Butler plays more games, or Jimmy Butler plays the same amount of games he's played?
Same amount of games.
So if Pat Riley wanted him to play more and it was never going to happen, and he said, I'm not
Isn't that the
paying-
responsibility of his organization though? Like
do you
what
mean?
isn't that what Pat owes to the organization to make sure they don't make bad decisions?
Right. So if he felt it was a bad decision because this is all the games, what if the best that Pat Riley could do with the amount of games Jimmy was going to play was play in? Is that good enough for you?
If he can beat the one seed.
No, you're making enough. How does that happen, Tobin?
Well, it just happened.
No. He did it one time out of how many times ever in the history of the NBA? Twice, three
Six. I think
times,
it's happened 6 times.
6 times. And how long has the NBA been around?
Long time.
Right. Do you understand? Like, you can't live like that.
I just wish you'd stop deflecting on the 2011 finals and just admit
I'm
that
not deflecting
No,
on
you're
it.
deflecting.
I'm not deflecting on it.
JJ Barea wouldn't go
All
after.
that. See, here's what you do. When we get into an argument and I'm making sense, you go to the 1 or 2 points that you can just keep right. Okay, here.
You want to know what?
admit,
Here's my
came
problem.
up-
Here's my
wait,
problem.
wait,
Can I
wait,
tell you
wait.
what? No. Can I tell you what my problem is? Can I tell you what my problem is?
Hold on, let me
Let's
say
get
hold on,
past
hold on,
the-
hold on.
Can I tell you my problem?
Let me just.
LeBron should have dominated JJ Barea. Let's move on from that.
Great. Can I say a point?
Sure.
Pat Riley's not without fault here. Okay, I understand. Okay, has he
What's
been
his job?
run the organization?
Okay.
Did Pat Riley whiff and go a little too much balls on the table with the Damian Lillard situation?
Yes.
Yes.
So did you, though. You wait.
I really want it. I really
Pat
want it.
Riley's nuts was here.
Can-
Yours were right
But
next
can,
to him.
can we just
Come
have
on, Cronin. You got no move.
fair?
Wait.
Fair.
Stop it.
It's fair. It's fair.
Stop it.
I'll acknowledge I overplayed my hand. Okay.
Okay.
He got my tell. Joe Cronin has to be howling right now, even though he's still stuck with Scoot Henderson. But I just want to make nobody's better than Scoot. Nobody's better than Scoot. But let me just make one point. Can I just make one point?
Hold
Can
on,
we get
let
back
me
to
make
it?
one more.
2025?
What?
Can we get back to 20?
Yeah.
Why? See,
But can I
you're
just make a
doing
point?
it again. Go ahead.
I'll allow people to take their shots at Pat Riley. However, Gilbert Arenas and Paul Pierce being more unreasonably upset at Pat Riley over this past week than Shaquille O'Neal was is a little weird. Does nobody find that a little strange? Shaq was literally here on television the other day saying, like, listen, nobody knows about angering Pat Riley. When you anger Pat Riley, that's it. I don't know what to tell you. But these guys are sitting here being like, oh, no one's ever going to come there. Except after Shaq, they got LeBron. And after LeBron, they got Jimmy Butler. And after Jimmy Butler, they'll get somebody else. So stop, Gil, and your arena,
Here.
and your agent number.
Here. Why are you giving him that much credit for knowing what's going on?
That's the point, though. He
Then
likes
why
to act
you-
like he knows what's going on,
Listen,
and he doesn't.
So why are you so like? No matter what point I give you,
Hmm?
all valid points.
Yeah.
You know what you go to? Gilbert Arenas. It's you.
I just don't
I
like the
don't.
idea that Gilbert Arenas, Boogie Cousins, and Paul Pierce are all sitting here acting like
Really?
they know about winning or they know about Pat Riley or any of that stuff. Paul
But
Pierce,
why are you the fact that you're giving them that much of a voice? Shame on you.
no, not shame on me. I'm going to call out the fraudulence.
All right, can I make my point now?
No, we're out of time.
Oh, you.
Previously on
Tobin and Leroy.
I believe Brett Favre. goes.
Can you please delete the Brett Favre drop?
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'm sorry. I don't want to paint you in that light. It's just so funny.
Leroy, can we get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm? Your accidentattorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
All right, over at the window plex. It's getting a little cool. It was a little chilly this morning. We got that breeze coming somewhere. I can't see the clouds moving. I see my trees moving, but I'm guessing it's coming out of the north in some way. Let me see if I can see a plane. If you can't see a plane, that means it's probably coming out of the east, northeast, because I don't see any planes anywhere. And probably right around 75 degrees or so, because it was chilly this morning, but it warms up pretty quick. Later on in the week, it's going to get straight chilly, like tomorrow morning. And then on to next week, it's going to get down in the 40s. So you know what that means. Boots and butts, baby. Boots and butts.
Boots on the ground.
Boots with the fur.
All right. We're, following this Jimmy Butler thing. This was a report that just came out from Chris Haynes.
Okay.
Chris Haynes, longtime NBA reporter. Yep. Here is what Chris Haynes had to say on what he's hearing about the Jimmy Butler situation. He's being told, a lot of teams are being told by Jimmy Butler's camp, don't trade for me.
League sources just relayed to me that the Memphis Grizzlies, along with a few other teams, have received word that Miami Heat star Jimmy Butler has no interest in being traded there. So the message is being delivered that a trade should not be attempted to acquire the all-star forward. What makes this situation a little bit tricky is Jimmy Butler can become an unrestricted free agent this summer. So usually of a player of that caliber, teams like to have some assurance that he's willing to sign long-term or a multi-year deal. So Jimmy, in that regard, does have some leverage in this case.
All right, so there you go. He says that the Memphis Grizzlies in particular, but other teams have been told, don't trade for me. Don't trade for me. All right. Here's what I would say. Look, it's pretty obvious what's going on, and it all kind of circles back to the guy's trying to get his way to Phoenix, because Phoenix very clearly seems to be the only franchise
that will
pay him. Because, look, if you're Jimmy Butler, right? Because what was the first thing we heard about this? All right. And I'm not judging. I'm just saying, what was the first thing we heard? Jimmy Butler wants to go to a win now situation, wants to go to a contender, wants to go to.
They all say that because it kind of saves face when you say, I want to leave.
Right. But the Memphis Grizzlies right now are third, basically second, third in the East, in the West. Like, they're one of the best teams in the West. The Suns are under 500.
Right. So
the Suns have a worse record than the Heat.
Again. Everybody says that. Okay. Everybody says that because it makes fans and people feel that me wanting out of here is about winning.
Right.
Okay. But we know it's about money.
Right.
So, like, you ain't got to lie, Jimmy.
You
We
ain't gotta
know.
lie, dude.
Your actions speak for themselves. If we could take you from being a play-in team to being third in a conference.
I think that'd be a dangerous team, man. I mean, like, there's even ways they can get it without giving up Desmond Bane. I don't know if the Heat would go for it. But, man, Ja, Jaren Jackson, Jimmy Butler, and if they were able to keep Desmond Bane.
Right. So let's be honest and let's be clear. Just say what it is.
Just say what it is.
Say what it is. Because if not about winning, if you're telling Memphis, don't trade for me.
I guess this nukes my JT was tampering theory, huh? If it's true.
No, that was good research.
It was good research. You got to admit.
that was
For a
pretty
second,
good.
because the thing that was weird is all these betting markets, they had the Grizzlies as like the favorite team. I mean, maybe the Grizzlies say F it. I don't know.
And here's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to go there to Phoenix or whatever. Going to get his money.
Yep.
Right? And then he's going to be out for 6 months. I'm telling you. Like,
He's got to recondition.
No, they're going to put his ass out there.
They're going to recondition.
No. Okay. But so, like, it doesn't help your situation if you have a choice going between Memphis and Phoenix, and you say, I want to go to Phoenix, that you all about winning.
Right.
You ain't about winning.
You ain't winning.
Right.
I didn't say words there.
I thought that was weird. That was a little strange.
So
I'm tired. I was up till 2 watching this stupid basketball team.
So it's not. It's not. And then here's also the other thing. At what point do you have to be honest about where you are in your career?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because here's the deal. Jimmy goes to Phoenix. He's number 3.
Yeah.
Okay. If he goes to Memphis, he's 2-3.
He'd be 2.
Okay.
2 probably, Jaren's pretty similar to Bam in that, like,
Okay.
he does all the
Okay,
other stuff, but yeah.
That's fine. Okay. So nobody really gonna have you at a team making more money than their 2 stars.
Probably not.
Right. So
unless you have a crazy person.
Don't you have to be aware? Don't you have to be aware of
Well,
what your situation is right now?
Whatever the situation is with the money or whatever wink wink deals there are, there's very clearly only one yes that he has, it seems like. And that's Phoenix.
Even though everything that he said.
If it's true that, well, listen, if it's true that if he claims to sources that he wants to be in a win now situation and you're trying to decide between Memphis and Phoenix, if those are on the table and you want Phoenix, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, all love to Kevin Durant, but come on, dude. Because listen, before Ja got suspended, it's not like Memphis just got good.
They were good. Yeah, they've been good.
So
it's and this is why I caution people. It's human nature, right? It's human nature to say things to try to make what you want reasonable, right? So,
well, this is the thing that's interesting about it, right? Because the Suns are very clearly trying to bully Bradley Beal. But Bradley Beal's telling you, I hold the cards. But the Heat don't want Bradley Beal, non-starter, right? So, like, what third team could you get involved that Bradley Beal would actually approve?
Right.
Like, that's kind of what this comes down to.
He's in a better situation than Jimmy Butler is.
Yeah, because he can control it.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure there's, he might feel a little bit like, all right, you guys really don't want me around here. But, I mean, Phoenix is nice. I'm not going to go to the winter for you.
Right. The ultimate flex. Right. So this is where we are. And you're going to hear a whole bunch of comments, a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of whatever, right? When the fact remains, and the fact is that any team that Jimmy goes to, Jimmy's not going to be the Jimmy he was here. He's going to be an ancillary piece. He's going to be the guy they brought in addition to the star they already
But he
had.
also wouldn't care about role if he was extended.
Yeah, but do you think as soon as he gets there, he needs to be extended?
I think that's the only reason he
Nobody
wants
ain't gonna give him another $60 million.
And that's what I think Phoenix is going to do. Because that's
1 year. They're going to give him
they'll give him the extension that he wants,
which is
the make next year guarantee with a little bump, and then you get an extra year, which is like $60 million. So it's like 2 years, 113. And the reason
show of hands.
But I explained to you why, because that's the exact Bradley Beal contract. That's exactly what Bradley Beal's owed. So you're not really adding any more.
But he
money.
didn't get that in Phoenix. He got that.
He got it in Washington.
Right.
But that's that's what's left on the books for him. So that's why the Heat aren't going to, we're not going to trade for the contract that we're not going to give to a guy who's also not available and isn't a needle mover like Jimmy Butler is, even at his best.
Right.
So, but Phoenix is thinking to themselves, all right, well, the Bradley Beal thing's not working out. We're under 500. We missed the playoffs last year. Maybe Jimmy Butler, we'll give him his money. What's the difference? We're stuck with Bradley Beal right now. So how can we make Bradley Beal's life miserable? But we also need to make sure nobody else wants to go after Jimmy Butler, so all the deals are terrible. So, yeah, I mean, this is the game. I mean, Jimmy's trying to make the deals. He's trying to make the Heat in the weakest position possible. But the Heat are firm in a stance, I believe, and that is they're not taking on Bradley Beal themselves. So until they find a third team, I think we are at this kind of stalemate place.
Brian just pointed out, didn't Jimmy say he doesn't care where he goes? He can go win with anybody. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
again.
That was a report from Shams.
Again,
Anywhere but Miami is what I believe he was told.
What you have to
Now all of a sudden it's not anywhere but Miami.
But what you have to understand is sometimes people, I won't just say athletes, people say things because, in the moment that they know damn well they don't mean.
Anywhere who will guarantee me an extra $60 million.
That's what he should have said.
That's what he should have said.
And guess what? I would respect that.
I would too.
But to hide behind, I want to go somewhere and win, and then end up in Phoenix? Come on, dude.
Take a break. Mix things up coming up next.
Yeah, Dub. Get that munion.
Oh, hello. Roll call.
No. Absolutely not. No.
What happened, Sleepy
Jennifer,
Poos?
Jennifer, let's do this. Who sent out the text?
Look, facts changed, okay?
Wow.
I was going to go to the studio, but then things came up and I had to stay home.
Side note, at 10:40, so what happened in the wee hours between 11 p.m. and 11 a.m.?
Not even 11 p.m. and 11.
That's personal. Why would I air that?
That's right.
That's weird.
Wow.
Scotch there, dude.
Wow.
Can't reveal that.
I'm like,
a little weird.
wait a minute. I said, the person who got this ball rolling.
First of all, what do you mean rolling?
You sent out the flyer. Hey, who's going into work? Like, hey,
It was a
you guys
question.
going in?
It wasn't
You going in?
an invitation or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
Not that we need to be invited.
Okay. You certainly asked the question. How often do you ask that question?
I asked a question. I was going to go. I had every intention of going in.
No, I'm saying, how often have you sent out a flyer who's going to work tomorrow? Never. So we
That's
thought
not
it was
true.
like,
I send it out.
no, you don't. No,
Yeah,
you
I
don't.
do. Unless I know
No.
for a fact you're going in. Okay.
It's Tuesday.
Look at the thread.
Lashing out.
So you want me to choose?
You're lashing out on me.
You want me to search in the thread going in?
The thread.
And then
You can't.
I'm
if we
pretty
search,
sure
wait,
I've asked.
let me
You can
say
even
something to
ask
people.
Marcos when
If
I
you
asked
searched
him.
our thread for 15 minutes, you'd get to yesterday at 12 o'clock at night. So imagine how far back you would have to go.
Well, number one, this is the new year. We haven't gone to the studio.
Can't search it because
for a
of the
couple
stupid
weeks.
Android from
No,
Marcos.
you can search it, dude.
No, isn't the iPhone compatible with Androids now?
No, not compatible enough.
Yeah, it is.
You guys still saw my sexy picture. I was hoping to unsend that.
That's good. That was good.
What about my foot? Like, I'd rather have
Another sexy picture.
I'd rather have your sexy picture than your foot just being all out there.
Much like Leroy's foot, let's get to the mixed bag.
Wow.
What are you saying? My feet are mixed?
The directions they go are. Yikes. All right, Marcos. Jimmy Butler says he wants to go anywhere but Miami, but they have to pay me an extra $60 million. What does your mixed bag say anything of?
My mixed bag is filled with another ex-NBA player. Not too happy with the Heat, but hey, he called it because all these ex-NBA players with podcasts are always correct, aren't they? This time it is Mr. Jeffrey Teague.
I actually really like Jeff Teague's podcast. He's really funny.
He has great
He's
stories.
probably told the best anecdote of the Jimmy Butler Minnesota Timberwolves practice.
I have heard that.
He's really funny.
But
And and by the way, he's like, no. He like this because this guy saw Minnesota Jimmy do Minnesota Jimmy.
Yeah.
And so he's like, it's like telling old war stories. He goes, listen, if he says he wants to be traded, you should probably trade him. He said this months ago.
This is Jeff Teague said he told you the Heat should have traded Jimmy.
I think 7 games is excessive. But this is Jimmy. When Jimmy's unhappy, when Jimmy doesn't get paid, he feel like he need to be paid. That's what he do. You know, he's gonna go crazy. He's gonna talk. He's gonna make sure it's a media frenzy around him. He know how to get what he want. I don't agree with the way he's going about it. I mean, he didn't say anything wrong. He just said he didn't want to be there. He still said I was gonna show up to work. I was gonna still do my job. But when he was doing his job, he was shooting all one leg fadeaway. I know Jimmy, so I'm like, what I tell y'all, I'm like, they gotta trade him.
Yeah.
When Jimmy unhappy, bro, he gonna do what he say. I mean, I think 7 games is way too much. I know they're gonna probably
that's crazy.
NBA gonna get some of that money back for him. What a MVP at?
Yeah, they put in request.
I was like,
review
they
the
got
situation.
That's way too many.
7 games is crazy. He lost like 3 M's from that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's nuts, bro.
Yeah, so now they gotta trade him. So it ain't even like just to get some value back for him. Like people gonna lowball him now.
Yeah. And now it seems like even the low balls Jimmy's trying to say,
right.
I don't want those. No. The Grizzlies didn't promise anything. The Suns did.
One team. You would rather lose and get your money. That's basically what that's saying to me.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't talk about listen, it's okay to want a different job for whatever the reasons are. I don't have any disrespect. I don't have any hate. I'm not even mad at you. Don't lie about it. Don't lie, but just put it out there for what it is. I want to go to Phoenix because they'll give me the money. That's it. So make it about that.
What else you got in the mixed bag? Tony the Tiger?
That's good. Thank you. That's pretty
I was
good.
pretty proud of that one.
That's pretty good.
Point for
Wow.
Tobin.
For going to Sabonis.
You're trying to kill me.
You always say he's garbage too. Every time you say that, he go 20, 20, and 12.
I want more. One time I mentioned something about Klay Thompson, and he has like a 27-point game for a week. It was my fault.
Well, it was
Yeah, but this guy's been averaging 20 and 15.
I know.
This was your fault, though. Like Jaime Jaquez had a triple double yesterday. It's not that big a deal.
Ooh. Jalen Hurts still in concussion protocol.
Who do they got this week? They got the Packers.
Packers.
You see the Ravens are 10-point favorites
Against
Ravens
Steelers.
some crazy spreads recently.
Steelers are in a funk though. Steelers lost like 4 straight.
Yeah, they just
They've been like, yeah, I don't know. And then Russ did that thing where he goes, I don't want to talk about the past. I'm like, all right, Sammy Sosa.
no.
Run from the past all you want.
Hey, look at this quarterback. Boom, boom. You know what that is? Mobile. Now he's immobile.
Anyway, what do you got?
We went from one unhappy situation to another concerning Tyreek Hill and the Miami Dolphins, but this is Zach Sieler, who admitted that maybe we didn't handle things in the background well. This is potentially the Dolphins MVP, Zach Sieler.
There were things going on this year, obviously in the background, and they need to get taken care of, and some things could have been, I guess, we needed to be on our P's and Q's earlier in the season and earlier in camp. And I think it's a point of focus this year, and we're going to make sure we don't mess that up again.
Point of focus this year. Great.
It's not a great look for the coach.
Not a great look at all.
I would say this.
Lack of discipline.
I would say this. It's not that.
Structure.
He empowers his players.
Maybe too
Okay.
much.
I know. I know a lot of coaches that do this. Right. Denny did this. Denny barely talked.
I wouldn't mess with him though.
Right. That's my point. You know why? Because everybody on that field made sure that things were in order. So
I think with Mike McDaniel, he strikes me as a boss you can push around. Like, he makes a joke about it. Be like, looks like somebody hit the snooze button today.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. You're like, shut up, nerd.
no, you know what Denny would say?
What?
I don't find people, I cut them.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
They are who we thought they were. Now this is off the hook.
I heard that Denny twice. Only twice. When he gets to that point, you can hear a pin drop. He stopped practice one time because ball was on the ground, incomplete pass. You gotta be bleeping me. Huddle up. He was like, uh-oh.
Guys, where's Coach? Where is he? He's still reviewing those challenges he lost. Figure out where did he go wrong?
I feel bad for him. Sometimes I'm like, those challenges are questionable.
I don't feel bad for him. I like him a lot. He seems like a decent guy.
I just think that
I do look at him sometimes and I'm like, is he in over his head?
he's not in over his head.
All right.
Offensive coordinator.
But if I would say there's one thing that Mike McDaniel needs to do, if you want guys to play a certain way, even though you empower the veteran players on your team, make it known. Make it known what is acceptable and what isn't acceptable, and have consequences for that. And then you can hand that power of keeping it going to your veterans.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't do it without fully expressing what you think and how you think things should be done. Because in the end, it's going to fall on you. So when you think of all the coaches, when I say Mike Tomlin, things are done a certain way, right? When you think Andy Reid, you don't hear this stuff. Right? Mm-hmm. But you know what I'm saying. There's guys, there's a way that these coaches express how they want things done. Right? We used to get mad at Tom Coughlin about this. Right? But you have to have that basic structure. I'm not saying you got to lead with an iron fist, but you got to let everybody know how things are going to be done and what you expect of them. And then you emphasize that on the leaders. And then the leaders continue to press those moments or push those issues. But I think some players treat Mike McDaniel and his antics as being soft. And that's what he needs to fix.
Yeah, I agree. Give us one more there, Froggy.
Got good news for you guys.
Great.
Specifically you, Tobin, because I know you'll be up late tonight. Yesterday, following a tough loss, Bam Adebayo was quoted as saying the change, the breakthrough that they need could start tomorrow, which is tonight against Golden State Warriors.
Tomorrow. Breakthrough tomorrow, then, your body starts feeling better than you start. Times that by 15, and, you can go on the roll and we could run off this road trip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a basketball. So he's not. He's a very even-keeled guy, which I do appreciate about him. Mm-hmm. He doesn't get wavered. But I would try. Bam, I'm gonna just, dude. No more fadeaways for like a week, okay? I want you to do something for me. Okay?
All right.
Take that damn basketball.
Yeah.
You either dunk it, or you drive to the rim. Let's see what happens. Okay. Enough of this. Whee, spin-a-rooney stuff. All right. Every once in a while, into shot clock, you got to do what you got to do. I don't understand why this guy makes it so hard on himself sometimes. Okay. Everything it feels like he bogs down the ice. Dude, I've seen you just under the rim. Go for dunk.
I'm looking for those kids' gloves you have on.
I don't have kids' gloves.
You do have kids' gloves. Go on, give it to him, dude.
I'm not going to give it to him.
Give it to him.
What do you want me to say? Huh?
I want you to.
You want me to say? What do you want me to say?
Hey,
is this what you want?
No, Mike McDaniel, stop being soft.
You want me to say?
Tell him.
I'm not going to say it.
Say it with your chest.
He's a very nice man.
What nice guy?
You guys want me to sit here and you want me to say Bam Adebayo's a fat cat? That's what you want me to say?
No.
Bam Adebayo screwing the pooch after getting the bag. That's what you guys want, huh? What?
If it were anybody else, what would you have done?
You want me to sit here and you just want me to say Bam Adebayo couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat? You want me to say Bam Adebayo knew the new DeAndre Jordan? That's what you want me to say?
Bam,
Tell us how you really feel.
See what land on you.
I don't want.
Who's also rats off his shit.
I do not want to hear you guys bully me into saying things about Bam Adebayo, a perfectly decent man who's in a simple offensive slump for half the season. Okay,
He's had some struggles.
All we need is a couple good games and we're back on track. But you guys want me to sit here and say Bam Adebayo, Bismack Biyombo, samesies. Where are you going? Where are you going?
I'm just making sure. Back up to this.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Let's get the headlines here. Brought to you by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose from over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory at the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. NFL playoffs get going this week. Miami Dolphins. Today, I believe Chris Grier is meeting with the media.
I don't want to hear it.
Nothing? There's nothing you can say that would interest you?
No.
Nothing.
I want to hear the
Here-
question.
here's what I am. I'm past the point of hearing what somebody has to say so we can comment on that. I'm more concerned with talking about what somebody does. Okay? So we already know your offensive line project didn't work. For whatever reason, it didn't work. So I don't want to hear about that. I want to hear about what you're going to do about this old-ass team. Because everybody's extremely old, and you're paying a lot of money to old guys. This is no knock on their abilities. But if you have a whole bunch of young guys or old guys, even when you have success, it goes from 100 to 0 really quick, and then you're terrible. So you need to build. You need to have an infrastructure. Usually the way you do that, the way you can stay relevant, is to have a valid offensive line, a valid defensive line, one that can be together for a few years. It buys you time.
Draft me some stout interior lineman who's never missed a game. That's who I want.
Can I say this? Okay.
Stout.
Fans want guys to draft a need. Don't draft a need, because what happens when you draft a need is you sometimes end up picking a player higher than his true value is. And I don't want that.
You want Genty?
I just want what you got to let it play out.
Heisman finalist?
You have to let it play out.
New,
So that when they get to 13, I want to see what is the best available player. I don't want reaching. I don't want drafting out of need. Best available player. Now, if there's a player that could fit your situation more, that's one or two spots back, or a guy falls down, that's fine. But how many times have we had guys that the Dolphins drafted me, go, wasn't even on our radar? Right? No. So let's draft. But I don't want to hear, but we needed this, we needed that. Even if it ends up working out, you could have had that guy. Like, no. It's time for this organization and this team to draft players that are going to be with the team for longer than 2 or 3 years.
Got to Bruce Buffer it, dude. It's time.
I thought you couldn't say that.
Oh, wait.
That's Bruce. We're not allowed to say Michael.
Jesus. You almost got me caught up there with you.
Yeah, what are you doing, dude?
Your Wiseman running over you. Come on, dude.
And by the way, you said it first. So anyway.
I didn't say nothing.
Chris Grier is speaking to the media right now.
Oh, now he is. Great.
Will the Dolphins accommodate Tyreek Hill's desire to play or trade him elsewhere? Barry Jackson tweets out Chris Grier, quote, Mike and I have had a conversation with Tyreek, productive conversations. I will keep those between us. In a frustrating season, he was very emotional in a game where we had a chance of coming back from 2-6.
He's coming back.
Grier said Tyreek did not backtrack, quote, but didn't ask for a trade with me.
Again, like I told you before, could you tell, are we smart enough to look at the way that interview went and saw how he kept getting more and more heated, that you knew at some point he was going to say something he may regret? Did you not get the feel from that from just watching the way that interview went?
That is what Omar Kelly said the next day, that essentially he was not forced to speak, but heavily suggested that he should speak, and therefore said something he probably didn't mean. But damage is done, dude. How do I go back on a team? With
I don't want to. Listen, nobody. Pat Riley was emotional when he told Jimmy Butler to shut up. Nobody gave him a pass.
That's right.
You guys have sat here and blamed me all year for it.
Yep.
I don't want to hear it. He might have gotten away from that from just saying, I'm not going to pay him. I'm not gonna pay him. I said the one thing that may have just flipped a little switch on him, and he went a little too far. And does anybody give Pat Riley the pass? No. It's held over Pat Riley's head all year long, and coincidentally, also over my head the entire time.
So, but here's the deal. When you direct something that you say towards another person, it becomes more difficult to take back, right? Because here's what happens. The rats run over to the other person and go, this is what he said about you. This is what he said. What is your comments? And they go back and forth.
I didn't say that about anybody, though. That's not what my question was.
No. You said, does Pat get a break? I said the difference between what Pat Riley said and what Jimmy said is Jimmy's comments and Tyreek's comments were only about them. Pat Riley commented directly to Jimmy Butler. So it's harder to take that back. Even if you say, that's not what I meant, damage is done. Whereas when you say something that only involves you, it's much easier to take back and say, that's not what I meant.
What did the rats say?
Huh? This is what Pat said. This is what Pat said. What's your comments? Right?
Mike McDaniel is from Barry Jackson. Mike McDaniel said there were certain players who were late this year who have been fined multiple times, and it won't be tolerated. He said fines have not been enough. Tardiness was a theme in his meeting yesterday. McDaniel said he will deal with this.
I told you what he needs to do. And it's not a knock. Here. When I was younger, and I have accepted these rules in my house, here's what it is. My dad would say this. The level of punishment that you get is solely based on you, not me. So if I say don't do something and we can only have a conversation, good. If it happens again and I have to raise my voice, okay, you're still not getting it. Maybe you'll get it after I raise my voice. If it continues, right, then you got to be punished. If it continues again, then you're going to get your butt whooped. Okay? But the level of punishment that you get is on you, not on me.
He said, quote, one thing I learned is finding guys didn't particularly move the needle in a way I needed to. I'll adjust as I should as a head coach.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
Sounds like he's got to fight him.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem.
You think that's his adjustment?
Here's the problem.
Second time this week,
Mike McDaniel told Tyreek Hill, here's what he said. He says he met with Tyreek Hill and told him leaving a game is unacceptable and won't be tolerated. What does that mean? That means is he going to be back?
Season's over. Suspend him.
Yeah, we just can't have you around for OTAs.
You know why you don't have to worry about that? Tyreek should care more about what he did to the players in the locker room than what he did to the coach and the organization. That's a fact. Right? So Zach Sieler saying, kind of showing disgust without really saying anything, just being disappointed. That should have more of an impact. That's what leaders do on the team. That the impact is not from the coach saying he didn't like it, but from your boys, the guys that you went to battle with, those guys, your other offensive players, Tua, the guys on defense saying, wait a minute, we out here, doing this. And
send him to the Cards. Get me T. Higgins.
Send him to, you mean?
Yeah, I'm like, how does that really
the Cardinals?
work?
The Cardinals?
Yeah, send him to the Cardinals. Far away.
Send him to...
Everybody wants to go to Arizona. No. Jimmy wants to go to Arizona. Send Tyreek to Arizona.
You want to send him to Cincinnati?
Yeah, but isn't he a free agent? Can we get T. Higgins on the market? Little swap skis?
Oh, we can't do sign trade?
I don't know how it works.
Me either. We got cut in the NFL. We got cut and re-signed.
We'll take a break.
You don't get no sign to trade.
We'll get to more of the comments from Chris Grier and Mike McDaniel at their press conference. Back with more after this.
Hey, when this started off, I thought it was Better Off Alone. Right?
Okay, sorry, we're done. Sorry.
Hey, so I was telling Tobe,
Yeah.
I was in Publix the other day, and the old man was walking, and somebody came around the corner in a cart,
Yeah.
and he tried to hop out of the way because they weren't paying attention.
Yep.
He stepped on his own shoelace, and he started falling
Oh no.
in slow motion. And you know the islands with all the sales stuff?
Yeah.
Just took it out.
Did you help him?
Huh?
Did
I
you
helped
help
him
him?
up. I helped him up, and then I said, "Clean up on all five."
Oh, great.
You thought Leroy was going to miss a chance to embarrass somebody at his favorite store.
That's so messed up, Leroy.
No, I didn't. But
I'm
they
sure
don't
the people on the floor saw it for sure.
Huh? No. Wait, really?
The
You're
team
assuming-
leaders quickly, I'm sure they would have gone.
My mom
Everybody
did
was
Not your
laughing at the
announcement.
poor dude
You think he can sue for that, or is that his
No.
own doing?
because it was the person who was riding the cart that almost mowed him down.
Wow.
Chris
He
Grier.
was fine. He was fine. He was laughing.
Chris Grier speaking to the media right now.
Why? Don't care. Don't care.
He's saying
I
things,
don't.
dude.
Let me
He's saying
explain something to you.
things.
Here. I don't care what he has to say.
Come on, this is a good one.
No, I don't care what he has to say because saying something at this point means nothing.
Well,
That ain't gonna fix. Talking about it ain't gonna fix the offensive line.
Can you give me this one?
You tell me.
This one.
Go.
From Omar Kelly. According to Chris Grier, the Dolphins did go after backup quarterbacks. They were runners up for a couple.
You tried to sell us on Skylar Thompson. Stop it.
This offseason, he says every stone will get turned.
I don't need stones. Look, I don't need you to look for the snake. I need you to find the snake.
There's a snake in my boot.
Dude.
Could you imagine
No,
how
think about in life. In life. How disappointed have you felt when somebody walked up to you and shrugged their shoulders and go, I tried.
could you imagine?
Right?
Instead
That's
of
what he's saying.
instead of saying just admitting that you overvalued Scott Johnson, being like, we almost got Aiden O'Connell.
Aiden O'Connell.
Exactly. We almost got Carson Wentz.
We should have gave Ryan Tannehill a call, dude. I'm telling you.
No.
Should
way,
have gave.
dude.
That was
No
the answer.
way.
It could have been a great story. Look at us now.
No, listen. Here. Dude, I am him. No, you're not. Okay? They protected Tua for having a big name behind him. Let me explain something to you. You get to a certain point where you are who you are, and you're comfortable with that, and you don't care who's behind you. And if you don't feel that way, then you probably shouldn't be in that position to start. Right? The last quarterback that I could think of that got their feelings hurt when a quarterback was drafted behind them was Brett Favre. And he was right because Brett Favre ended up being Aaron Rodgers. Okay? But other than that, drafting a quarterback, that should mean nothing to Tua. Drafting another running back, like it's the team's job to do this for a number of years.
Yeah, what's that mean to Tua? You got 160 million.
Right, exactly.
Chris Grier asked, is he now concerned about the offensive line? Quote, I'm surprised it took this long to ask.
Oh, no, get out of here, dude. Hey, dude.
Sad.
You know what? You know
outta
what?
here,
Gi-
bro.
Give him another -1 from Leroy.
Yep.
-1.
Wait, look,
I'm going to break his legs.
you know what? You know what you should say?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to put Myles Garrett. You're going to carry the ball, and Liam Eichenberg's going to block for you. And let's see how you see what it's like.
When I said that I wasn't concerned, I was just supporting the O-line publicly.
Oh my goodness, a Tobin.
That's not me.
That dude, he pulled the Tobin.
They're the hardest working group in the building.
They just suck.
We ran it back with a lot of those guys while we added Brewer because they ran well in 2023. He said Paul and Andrew Meyer are good pieces, dude. I have no idea if Andrew Meyer's a good piece. Like
Who's Andrew Meyer?
Exactly. He's a UTEP guard.
Did he
We
never
played.
play?
He never played.
Which is like you couldn't get play on this offensive
Tobin
line?
is Chris Beer. Dude, I'm telling you, no lie, this sounds like you.
Austin Jackson was a huge loss. When he went down, it was a slow bleed out the rest of the year. Keon Smith was a huge loss. We had teams trying to trade for him. Isaiah Wynn was a setback. We thought he'd be back much quicker. That's a lot of ifs, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
The whole team, like, there's a lot of ifs.
A lot of O-line.
Okay, here. His intent. So he's basically saying this. If all the guys that he added were available, we would have been okay.
You know what that sounds like to me? That's like when Conor McGregor got his ass kicked by Khabib and just said, it was just for promotion. It was just for promotion.
Oh.
And Khabib's like, yeah, okay, dude. How about I smash you in the face some more? It was all for business, baby. We're just promoting the fight. I was just backing him publicly.
I don't know what this is. What is dumpster juice?
Oh, you know dumpster juice, dude. You ever take out garbage and a mysterious
Leroy is a Tua fanboy. Any boy with brain could clearly see Tua is an injury-prone, emotional quarterback that couldn't take Florida's coaching. Now, dude, so you think Tua was bad when Flores was here because he couldn't take Flores coaching? Like, this is what I hate, right? I hate just the.
Oh no, I don't like the sound of that.
What?
Chris Grier, quote,
Dude, I'm telling you, am I going to cuss?
quote, we're going to have to invest in the offensive line now.
All right.
Go to break. Let's go. Bye.
Jesus Christ.
the damage done.
We'll close it out. A little damage is done, my friend, here on a Tuesday. I'll go first.
You always go first. Why are you announcing it? I'm lashing out. I'm sorry. It's been a rough
You
day.
want to go first? I'll let you go first.
No. It's been a rough
You're right.
day.
I do hog the ball. Go ahead.
Damage is done.
So me and Tobin had a show first. We both shut the mic down and walked out.
I think that nothing can top this damage is done right now.
And I need to explain to you why. Because, again, I don't listen to nothing nobody says right now. It's about doing. But the fact that Chris Grier said, I guess we need to invest money in the offensive line, right? When your quarterback getting broken up, you couldn't run for social distancing, and Liam Eichenberg played 3 positions. The damage is done. We already know. We already know, right? Somebody said, should he be fired? He should be fired already. Like, I don't know. I just think that anybody in that position, right, when you make a pick that doesn't work out, you're deemed a bad GM. But if you look around the league, like the teams that get really lucky and have their second, third, and fourth round picks work, those are usually teams that end up being like Detroit. So you have to, there's a lot of luck that goes into that. I'm mad at him about what he did with the offensive line and what he did with Van Ginkel. That's it. But I'm not perfect either. So I don't know.
You're pretty perfect, dude. My damage is
Called me
done.
an idiot 2 minutes ago.
I still love you.
Damage is done.
My
When
damage-
someone calls one an idiot, that just means I love you.
Exactly.
Dude, we almost got the fist fight in Dallas because you didn't know what time it was.
It's very confusing to me. Central Time messes me up, dude. My damage is done. I am a little bit sleepy poos at the end of this show today because I was up till 1 a.m. to watch my favorite basketball team blow a 17-point fourth quarter lead, choke in the first overtime because they couldn't hit free throws, and then unable to corral DeMar DeRozan, who's older than everybody, but somehow is in better shape than everybody at the end of that game. And I'm just hurting. Miami Heat, but specifically Eric Spoelstra. Dude, tall time is a thing, and you're just going to have to embrace it. I don't know what to tell you. We're sitting here, and Kel'el Ware and Nikola Jovic are killing it. And you're just like, smaller doses. I guess I just don't know why.
My favorite is his explanation. They have earned the right to. But so if they go from 25 minutes to 13, did that mean that they disgrace themselves?
I don't know. But I just, crazy me. The damage is done, Spo. Jennifer?
Yeah. Can you give a damages done to yourself, Jennifer?
For fake roll call?
You know what? You continue doing this whole thing where you're lashing out on me, and I really don't appreciate it. But you know what? I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go.
You're the one that did a roll
I'm
call.
gonna let it go. Okay.
Very mature.
Okay. New year. My damage is done.
JFig.
I'm not changing. I'm an amazing version of myself.
All right, we're listening.
Thank you. Despite landing most of his punts this season, the damage was done when the Cowboys' Brandon Aubrey hit this cheerleader right in the head,
Oh, I saw that.
knocking her down on the sidelines as she's just doing her job.
That was rough. I mean,
that's
It was hard seeing that replay.
Knocked her right in the noggin.
Really?
Knocked tears right out of her eyes.
Really? Oh, come on. It's a football. Nobody ever
I
been
didn't
concussed
see it
from hitting
coming.
a football.
No.
From 50 yards out?
That's concussion protocol.
When have you ever hit with a football when you're not wearing a helmet?
Look at that.
Exactly.
No,
And she was moving around.
No, she wasn't looking, dude. Because you got to face.
Yeah.
You got to say
Facing
rah
the
rah
crowd.
Sestimba. You got to face the crowd, not the field.
What is
What was she saying? What was she cheering?
What was the chat?
What was it?
You think that's what they're doing?
That's what they say.
Something about a
No,
sex
they don't.
pool.
Firecracker, firecracker, boom, boom,
Boom,
boom.
boom, boom. I've heard that. Brr, it's cold in here.
The fact that you
They
know
don't-
that.
Cheerleaders don't do that no more.
Oh, they do that.
They dropping it like it's hot. Have you ever been to a high school game?
No.
It is crazy.
Now, is that more of a like it's changed over the years, or is it a Miami thing, or
No.
well, not a Miami thing anymore?
I've been to
but-
cheer competitions, and you leave there with a damn migraine because everybody has their mixtape sound the same.
Really?
It's
Okay.
a boom. You would swear you're at Ultra,
Yeah,
not a
but
cheer
you're going
competition.
intangible cheer.
No, do everything. It's all amongst every
But you can tell the
genre.
difference between the tangible.
You really can't. You really
really?
can't.
They're all doing the same
No, the
thing?
non-intangibles are better, but it's but they're dancing to the same mixtape.
like you see them, and then you see the dub screen.
Well, in fairness to myself, she's not there for the dancing. She's up there for the.
Oh,
She's the flying squirrel.
She's the flyer, right?
Could you imagine first day?
That photo disturbs me. Stop putting it on.
First day at cheer camp or whatever tryouts, they point everybody out. You're definitely a bass spinner.
You would say that, Leroy. You would start off with
Where else to put it? Your bass, right?
Flying frog. What do you got for us?
Well, you know me, I'm a sucker for beef. But this is no cheeseburger and no wrap beef. This instead is a beef amongst bigs. If you have paid attention in the past, you have seen exchanges between Shaquille O'Neal and Dwight Howard.
Oh yeah, those guys hate each other.
This was a while back. Dwight Howard posted, "What's up? Let's make some bread," in reference to a
I think,
celebrity boxing.
yeah, I think Shaq and Gronk were at the Tyson fight, and they said they were going to make a celebrity boxing league.
Correct. And Shaq's response to Dwight, as it usually is, you have to have rings to fight me. Long story short, other exchanges in the past that we've seen, a roast battle, and Dwight Howard's usually lighthearted with these, and Shaq is always like, "I only battle champions, little man. Focus on getting a ring." He's always taking it very seriously. But it seems their beef has reached a new level. In 2025, Dwight Howard doesn't have time for that. My damage is done goes to Shaquille O'Neal.
Wow.
And it's because he made me side with Dwight Howard, who I don't necessarily care for. I don't hate him as much as Shaq does, but I wouldn't necessarily consider him the pillar of maturity. But in this tweet here, this is Shaq, who is saying that the fact that Dwight Howard, you think that I care about you is funny. He says he won't ever bring up your name again. You're sensitive. You're a jokester that can't take a joke. Won't ever say your name again. Have a great day. You've been deleted. And then proceeds with a bunch of hashtags.
Who does Shaq think he is? Larry Zonka?
This guy is hashtagging like he
Hashtag stay off podcasts.
like, what? I don't need any validation. You do. You got to show respect to get respect, which I don't think Shaq has ever shown Dwight Howard. I think ever since that Superman thing at the
Yeah, they'd be
dunk
for a long
contest,
time.
It's really been Shaq kind of just like hating on
When
him.
he was like, "Hey,
wait.
you're beefing with Kobe. That's my bit."
Yeah,
His hashtags. He might as well just wrote it all out.
for sure.
That's how people
He
used to
also
hashtag like.
is probably a
that-
fan of the show. He said, "You're dead to me."
Now you're dead to me.
I think that's how people used to hashtag like back in 2013.
Yeah,
Your subliminal message was your hashtag.
it's true.
Before it was a tool to search for something.
But this was Dwight's response to that.
Oh, geez.
Very long, so I'm gonna give you the synopsis. In reference to Shaq saying, "You think that I care?" Dwight Howard responds, says, "I know you care. Your insecure ass has been hating and talking bleep for 20 years. You're too big to be this insecure, and I hope you don't bring my name up again. 52 years old and still tweeting me, still hating. Now you want to say it's a joke. He claims that Shaq is jealous of Kobe, Penny, D. Wade, and Charles as well. He goes to threaten him on revealing a 5-paragraph DM Shaq must have sent him. But long story short, it had me thinking, 52 years old, still getting into beefs with Dwight Howard, huh, Shaq?
Shaq is an OG tweeter, though. He was one of the first people that was really on Twitter.
For sure. But at what point do you, like, we get it, Shaq, you're better than Dwight Howard. Like, we get it, dude. Like,
Shaq can't get in the ring with him.
Why are you so angry? No, he can't. I mean, I'm sure he's broken and brittle at this age, but at this point, Dwight Howard seems to be the more mature of the two big men and truly taking the high road. And you know what? Congratulations, Dwight Howard. I'm proud of you. Shaq, grow up, dude. Damage is done.
I always feel like Marcos is on the wrong side of celebrity beefs.
You got
Does it always feel like, yeah. Of course
Also, if they're responding back to each other, and there's paragraphs, how is that really being the bigger person?
But like, how do you then? Don't you always feel like Marcos picks the wrong side?
Okay, name them.
I mean, first DeMar DeRozan and Drake.
Drake.
What?
Then you pick Drake versus Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, so everything's
Drake versus LeBron.
It's just Drake. You're just saying Drake. Yo, who picked the wrong one between Sabonis and Bam?
Last night, me.
Last night? What about the game winner before? What about every single time?
It's not every single time.
Every time you say something about Sabonis, he goes off.
King Sabonis is having a moment. I'll give him credit.
A moment. It's been like 2 years.
Pacers Sabonis couldn't stand up to Bam.
It's been longer than 2 years.
It hasn't been longer than 2 years.
It's been longer than
It just feels it because I always make it to be a big event, but they only face each other twice a year.
Yeah, but he always goes for 20 and 15, 20.
He got the upper hand. But this is the first time the Kings have swept the Heat in
Didn't
years.
he have a triple-double last night?
So did Jaime Jaquez. Big deal.
Missed free throws.
Triple doubles are overrated. They almost had a triple double with steals.
Maturity is realizing I'm actually the only one on this show that's right about his takes.
What?
It's true.
You're not right about any takes.
Leroy says crazy things about food all the time. You say crazy things about players because you're emotional. Your heart's in the right place. JFig's angry. We can't ever trust what she says.
Really?
She does a bad temper.
She's very angry.
Look at she's gonna kill you.
Look at her. That's just one thing. She's been
Like,
here for 30
especially
You
minutes.
and that ugly shirt. Watch out.
When she does that eyebrow thing, she starts rubbing her eyebrow like she got, like it's like a nervous twitch.
That's the tell.
I went over it with Stunt and Steve. I'm at least 2 for 4. I'd say 3 for 4. My
You
last
wanted Odell Beckham Jr.
I was totally wrong about that one.
Well, how long we fought a whole Tobin is out show over this.
Yeah. And then I had to fight the whole internet when I said he made a career off of one catch.
All right, everybody, that's our show for today. We'll talk to you rascals tomorrow. Bam Adebayo, Bismack Biyombo, samesies. Bam Adebayo, who's in a simple offensive slump for half the season, okay? Bam Adebayo, the new DeAndre Jordan. Bam Adebayo, screwing the pooch after getting the bag.
I'll see y'all when I see y'all.
Afternoon.